mother?
Where's I'm not sure if it got cut off in that point. I'm not sure if you're timing that, Phil, but it's great. Where's mother?
Where's mother?
It took me a second, but I think I finally understand what you meant by that instead of the other mother.
I have no idea how that actually relates to a story of a friend of mine, because we were talking about something and he's like talking. Remember his mother was brought up, and like Chris is asking like where's mom, and he says he's like, where is mom or something like that. He said, but mother is upstairs.
Whoa.
What?
But quite frankly, mother's upstairs.
He said, but mother is upstairs.
Like the fucking like fanciest thing. I gotta get the F-bomb now. Oh wait, are we live?
Yes.
Damn it, I used it! No!
Reflect on yourself, Phil.
Repent.
I used my one F-bomb. I'm so sad.
For such things so feeble.
I got Sharknado.
Oh my god.
Okay. Oh, sorry, everybody.
Start the podcast, Justin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Justin.
Don't laugh. And I'm Philip.
And you're watching or listening to episode 494 of DangIT Prodcast. Welcome back, everybody. I'm definitely out of a funk, as I just kind of like realized hidden mics, tripping over my words. But we're back after a good week hiatus of like podcasting. Guys, how are you doing?
Doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Phil?
I'm doing. You know what? I'm doing pretty all right today. I went out with Katrina last night. Went to a brewery.
Oh,
and it was a comedy show as well.
Oh, that's sick.
We got some fun things in there, and then we got some drinks. We got some really good food outside the food truck. It was Mexican food.
Oh, sick.
Katrina got some molitas with chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Molitas are basically like quesadillas, but with meat in it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
I see.
And
that.
then
Get the quesadilla already have meat in it?
No,
not all of them. No,
not all of them.
Huh.
It's kind of like
it's interesting. Yeah, but they're smaller, so I guess that's what makes them a molita. They're like this.
Oh wow.
So she got like 3 of those, and then I got a shrimp burrito. It was pretty fire.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
That was pretty fire. The shrimp, the cabbage, the chipotle sauce, beans, rice, cheese. Ooh, fire. Ooh, it was good. And then yeah, we're getting some drinks in. She likes going there to that specific brewery because that's where she can get drinks the most, because they do beers and seltzers. And so the seltzers, she gets a strawberry lemonade seltzer. It's pretty good.
Strawberry. I am such a sucker for strawberry lemonade. It's so
yeah,
good.
it's pretty good. And then you can get it like I don't know exactly what they call it, but like you can get it dipped with like the candy around the rim.
What?
Oh, it's good. Oh yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's pretty good. And then I got
all you have.
I usually get like hazy IPAs, but they also have a really good chocolate stout. So I get that. And they have a really good triple IPA, which is based on Street Fighter. It's called the Psycho Crusher. It's really good.
Oh, that's sick.
Like
what the?
It's really good. Yeah. So this is our brew. It's here locally to us.
Okay.
That absolutely sounds like it's gonna fuck you up.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. If it's a triple and they only serve you half the glass for a reason. So
okay. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it's like the same price as getting a full glass of something else. So they do it on purpose because it is a triple. But it's good. You know what I mean? And then we got home and then we just chilled out for a bit, and then we woke up today, we got breakfast, did some errands. Honestly, I'm kind of just vibing. Like that's basically this is a long-winded way for me to say I'm vibing right now. I'm tired. From work. This work, the week has been dragging, but I'm just kind of.
I got you.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, I feel it. With all the conversations we've been having, just like off camera and whatnot, I've been starting to like really dial into like what's kind of feeling like to be Phil in his like usual like weekly circumstance.
Mark is playing Infinite Craft, everybody, just so you know.
Oh, right.
Laughing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. To explain. I got a tornado, then I got Broly, and now I have Broly Nado.
Incredible.
I will try to hold in any laughs.
No, you're good. It's funny. I'm just
the rolling Kakarot.
The rolling. I mean, I got Spider Vegito.
Spider Vegito doesn't seem to mesh well, but I see it.
It's just, this game is fantastic.
Well, since we're already here, what have y'all been playing? I know Justin hasn't really been playing because he's been doing other things.
Wait, are you kidding me? I've been playing through Mario vs. Donkey Kong, my boy.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
I've cleared.
Because he's so patient, don't mean he's still not grinding.
You know what? Fair point. The Switch is portable. You're right. I'm dumb. Like
Switch is king in that department. I took it with me on my vacation because it was one of those things where it was just to bring it to play games like in the backlog, but then I realized that Mario vs. Donkey Kong was coming out that very same week, so just had to find a local GameStop and I was able to pick it up from there. So a nice little story to that. But I was able to
that's cool. Hey,
yeah.
And you can claim that you bought that in Hawaii. That's cool.
Yeah, it's just now part of like the story of like how I got said game. Because otherwise it could have been like
that's pretty tight.
It's the same thing as me getting like Mario and Spider-Man like in Vegas. That was a really chill GameStop. It was like right next to the convention center too, or at least the closest one near the convention center. So I was wondering if it would just be crowded by like other like people like traveling in, but nah, it was just like myself and I and a couple other dudes. So yeah, it was nice. I was able to do the pre-order like that very like afternoon and then come back later in the evening. With this one, yeah, it was just like the day of, and like there was a Walmart nearby, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna dip out of the group and just go to this GameStop real quick, and I was able to do what I needed to do. So, yeah, I have played through. I cleared through it before my vacation ended, and I've been spending a lot of time just going through the time trial stuff. This is gonna be one of those few games I'm gonna go 100% because I can actually see the ending of it. So,
I feel you. I've been playing a lot of it too, so.
Yeah. Other than that, literally yesterday I was playing through the second part of the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth demo, which is like the Junon area, and it was kind of tough. But then I figured out why it was tough for me. So it was one of those interesting experiences where you see the errors and mistakes that you make, and then you can actually follow up on it or just add more to the experience. But yeah, now I'm pretty much ready for the game's release next week, although I probably will get mine later if it's mailed the same day. So we'll see. Yeah, all my focus is now being shifted over to 7 Rebirth.
I would love to shift my attention to 7 Rebirth. I just can't play it.
It's really rough when it comes to this exclusivity thing.
Which is funny because people were saying like Xbox is going to be exclusive anymore, and then meanwhile, if you actually look, Sony's saying the exact same thing. They're like, we're going to be focusing on going multi-platform. I was like, oh, would you look at that?
Yeah, going forward, it would seem. Anything that's already been established, maybe not so much.
No, from what I remember reading, yeah, they are talking about possibly bringing more of their exclusives to the PC at least.
Which is good for sure.
You talking about PlayStation?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you also have to remember Final Fantasy Square. So it's
tough. But
it's not exactly yeah.
But then again, they're doing some nice things with Xbox too. Now I'm pretty sure everyone is able to play through 14 right now, like in like kind of a closed beta type of thing. Through Xbox, so that's nice. Beta. Open beta, okay. So that's nice for sure. I don't know if I have time to really check that out though.
It was supposed to be on there years ago.
Yeah. But we got that like visual handshake between like the two leaders, so it's like, yeah, they're going to be moving stuff forward into Xbox territory. Whether that includes 7 Rebirth and the whole remake series in the near future, that's kind of up in the air right now.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Now, granted, I'm sure Rebirth's going to be on PC.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think that. Yeah, that's 100% going to be on PC at a later date.
Mm-hmm.
Probably next year. Yeah, typically it's usually a year exclusivity for PlayStation, and then it's on PC.
Mm-hmm.
You know, remakes on PC. Why wouldn't they put Rebirth?
Which I'm kind of down for just any platform to just adopt that if they want to be exclusive with something, and then they'll put it on PC later. But multi-platform is also very nice too.
Multi-platforming, honestly, I think people are really just wanting to play with their friends more often now, more than they do exclusivity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's actually a pretty good segue too. If we had not talked about that, I was like, great segue. Wait, did we talk about that multi-platform?
You're talking about the Xbox?
You know, yeah, because that happened while I was on vacation. Yeah.
Yep.
The games that are going multi-platform make sense.
Mm-hmm. So
we'll kind of Mark keep the games just yet. We'll get to that because it is part of the Nintendo Direct as well.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
2 of them.
Was there 2?
It was 2 of them.
And there's another Xbox thing in there that wasn't part of those 4. So,
actually, are we referring to the one that's technically on the
subscription?
Let me rephrase this. All 4 of them are on PlayStation.
Yeah.
But 2 of them are also Switch.
I know all 4 of them are coming to PlayStation, but only 2 of them we're aware of so far that are coming to Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's 2 of them that are on Switch. Actually, one of them's already on there now.
Which is crazy. We'll definitely get to that. Just a real quick recap. Earlier, like the whole week ago, we had an Xbox podcast kind of addressing some of the things that have been like popping up on the internet. Phil Spencer was there. I'm trying to remember the other 2. You guys,
what do you mean?
The other 2 that were also the other 2 were added on.
Oh, Sarah Bond and Matt Booty. No, not Matt Booty. I'm sorry.
Matt Booty.
I missed him. No, it was it Matt? No.
Wait.
I know Sarah Bond was there because she's now considered the president of Xbox, while Phil is now the head of like Microsoft gaming in general.
Mm-hmm.
Phil, here's the thing is I like Phil.
Oh yeah, that was great.
I think a lot of people like, even if you don't like Xbox, I feel like a lot of people like Phil himself. I don't know. Phil just has that vibe to me when you listen to him. It's like he actually cares.
Yeah, and I think that's very important as like a representative and a head of, I guess, Microsoft gaming as a whole. Someone who has the best intention in mind for like the players, but also like the people like behind him for sure. He's definitely been put into a pretty tight corner that past week.
Yeah, he's trying to make the most out of what he's got. The most out of the situation that he can, at least.
Yeah, essentially, he had to address a lot of things that got brought up over on the internet about, you know, the ideas of going multi-platform and like the idea that they might not continue with the hardware. All that was kind of proven untrue. And yeah. So what he had said was that they have 4 games that are on Xbox platform that they were going to spread out to different platforms, and that was kind of it. And otherwise, the rest of the conversation was just him and everyone else just encouraging the fact that, hey, Game Pass is still going to be a thing. Hardware is still going to be a thing. They're pretty much business as usual, but we are moving these other games onto different platforms. And that was pretty much it. So now we could definitely bring it up, like Nintendo's like side of things falling after that, because from what I understand, Nintendo was going to do their thing last week as well, but they actually moved it because of this announcement.
It sounds like a Nintendo of America decision to do that, because I don't think Japan really cared. Now, granted, when you watch the Nintendo Direct, you understand why they were like kind of like letting Xbox go first. But at the same time, I don't know. It's a little fishy that.
A little sus.
Yeah, it's a little sus that they would just be like, oh, well, we got to move this like now. You know, I think people, like, if you want my opinion on the whole Xbox thing, way out of blew that shit way out of proportion.
People hyped that up way too much.
It was like, I understand we were on the subject too before you went on vacation that we were like, oh, maybe we can see this, maybe we can see that. Again, possibilities, but overall, they're just doing what they always do. Like, I don't know, like
they're just keeping up with the times.
I don't know, like the Ori games are on Switch.
Right.
Okay, I
Minecraft
agree.
as well.
Like Minecraft's everywhere. They own Call of Duty. That's not going anywhere. Like that's gone everything. Like
Luckily,
I
we'll
think,
probably start seeing those on Game Pass soon.
yeah, that's true. That's also
Mm.
part of the news things. Yeah,
I
that's a he teased it. It's a possibility, but you know, again, like okay, these games that we're gonna talk about in a little bit are like, yeah, that makes sense. Like all of these make sense to me that they should have been multi-platform. But again, Xbox isn't going to go anywhere. Of course, they're not going to make some of their bigger games exclude or like multi-platform. They still have to have a reason to have a console.
mm-hmm.
Come on. Come on. But it was blown out of proportion. They literally took 20 minutes on a podcast style to say nothing's changed.
Nothing's
And I'm
really
like, okay,
changed.
good job. Oh no, I lied. They announced that Diablo 4 is coming to Game Pass.
Oh, that's
That's pretty big.
great.
Yeah.
Because
That's a good one.
that is also part of Activision, so it's like okay.
Yeah. Basically,
I mean, we're probably gonna get the Spyro and Crash collections on there.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Crash, you're gonna get Crash, Spyro. You're gonna if you want the specifics, you'll get the Insane trilogy for Crash. You'll get the Reignited trilogy. You'll get Crash 4. You'll get Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. You'll get Crash Team Rumble. I think is the live service game. You'll get Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 for sure. Like these games are gonna come to Game Pass eventually. For sure.
Skate is EA, isn't it?
Skate is EA.
Making sure.
Yeah. And then, like, if you want any other Activision things, I'm sure Sekiro might show up on Game Pass.
Oh, that's
Sekiro
crazy.
is published by Activision. It isn't from Soft Game, but it is published by Activision.
Might see that.
So, yeah, you'll definitely get a lot of the Activision games on there for sure. I was gonna say though.
Was it something about Nintendo, or are we still like kind of hooking on to Xbox for a little bit?
Nah, we can get out of it. Honestly, there was nothing to stick on the Xbox for anything, unless we're gonna talk about those specific games, which we will during the direct thing. Because like I let me pull up the direct in front of me actually, just so I can have a list of what we'll do in order. Because I'm sure we'll talk about it from beginning to end, right?
Pretty much, I would say.
Yeah.
Now that we got a lot of things out of the way, I will say there was some recent like Game Pass stuff that were added. I think one of the bigger ones that I see is Tales of Arise. So,
oh yeah, that is
nice.
big. Yeah,
Tales of Arise is on the pass now.
That's really good. Arise is great. I barely played it though, but I know it's really good. But before we do the partner showcase, Justin, do you want to do pickups real quick so we can just get those out of the way?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that.
Because I feel like we're going to be a partner showcase talking about a lot of that stuff.
Okay, gotcha. Alrighty. So,
do you want to go first?
I'll go first. This all happened over the course of me like on vacation, but also like getting off of vacation, or at least returning home. So, if I can just control everything over here, looks like I've. Hold on. This is kind of weird. What's going on? Just gonna go and boot up Stream Deck real quick and just see what's going on. Oh, my Steam Deck paddle is not working, or Stream Deck pedal is not working. That's okay.
Oh.
But I picked up Mario vs. Donkey Kong over there in Hawaii, so they can confirm they do have a local GameStop over there. And it's pretty much just like business as usual. I'm picking up a game. That's pretty much it. We talked about it before, but this is a revitalization of like the GBA Mario vs. Donkey Kong that released on the Game Boy Advance. And I could say that it's way more improved. Everything looks a lot better. Because honestly, I think the gameplay in Mario vs. Donkey Kong was pretty solid, but the visuals was like kind of seeing a 3D model on the GBA, kind of like when we were playing the Spider-Man games back in the day. And
they have a certain charm to them.
They do.
I like them
for sure. But I think the updates like really worked out in their favor, and they added a whole bunch of other stuff. But other than that, I would say that everything about the game has been solid. I will say, if you are trying to complete it, you will end up walking away with a whole knowledge check on the physics involved, the hitboxes, everything that you're gonna hate about Mario vs. Donkey Kong.
You're telling me. Oh my god.
But otherwise, if you're just playing it normally, like from start to finish, then you're good. There's that. And then the other game that I had I actually bought when I came back. It was actually on sale, and I just wanted to check it out. And it turns out I got it for half off. It was Dust Divers 2. And for anyone who doesn't know about it, it's essentially a kind of a beat 'em up that has a lot of like RPG like mechanics into it. Hence the name. There is like another one, like a prequel, but that one might be hard for me to find. But this one has been around for a little bit. I swear to God, this is probably the Dust Divers 2 that I've been seeing since its release at my GameStop, and no one, I guess, maybe had not picked it up because this was like the new condition, but the display case was just out there. But that was also in pretty good condition too. So otherwise, this is all new. It comes with a soundtrack, comes with a art book, as well as the physical game itself. So that's nice. We'll be trying to find the first one.
What is Dust Diver actually? Because I've always seen it, but I never actually looked into picking them up.
You know what? I'm not too familiar with myself, except for the fact that like when Dust Divers 2 was being promoted, I'm pretty sure I saw it like in like some kind of dev video when they were just kind of doing like different events and whatnot, like something similar to like probably Summer Games Fest or something like that, where like there's just been like different programming just being like shot in parallel where they're promoting their games. And I believe Dust Divers 2 was one of those games promoted, and this is the first time I've ever seen it. It's all third person. You just kind of roam around. There's a whole story about like the human realm in a different like verse where like your character transforms and uses powers to like just do well. I think it's better if I had actually had the genre listed out here.
I was gonna say, is it action RPG?
Kind of, but it kind of plays more like a beat 'em up.
Oh, okay.
So I was kind of curious about that. So I had picked this one up when it was $25. So
Hell yeah. I looked into when you posted that on Discord. I looked into trying to get Dust Diver 1, and there is a Switch physical copy. It's just it's really expensive. It's not super crazy, but like
it's definitely above market price.
Yeah.
So I was like, do I really want to? But I guess it would only get higher the longer we wait. So we'll see. But yeah, that's it for me.
I got my pickups. I'm gonna try to blast through most of these. I do have 12.
Okay.
2 weeks, Justin, and some limited run packages all came in at once. I apologize.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Like I do, I usually have them ordered and stacked up from like what I know the least amount to the one I know the most about. So some of these first ones, I'm just gonna blast through them. Ready?
Aye.
I picked up a game called Black Book. This is a RPG. It's a turn-based card game RPG with point and click adventure like mechanics. If you know me, card game scares me, but
it's okay.
I heard really good reviews about this game, so I was like, oh, I'm down to check it out. I picked up the most Anaya game you'll see here. And I kind of am down to try it with him maybe tomorrow during the recording session, but this is a Hyper Gun Sport. And this is basically an arcade style like sports game. I don't recall how you play it, but it's like it involves kind of tennis with a bat of some sort. It's like cyberpunk. It's a pretty interesting looking game. I don't know too much about it, but it looked cool. Here you go. I have this is a collection called Odin Cat's Paradise Collection. So the developer is called Odin Cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the developer is Odin Cat.
That
so the
game
like a cat. Yeah, there's 2 games on here. There's Bear's Restaurant and Fishing Paradiso. Basically, these are like kind of RPGs. Not really. They're very story-driven games with a 16-bit like aesthetic, and like it seems like they deal with some pretty heavy topics. For instance, Bear's Restaurant, you play as a little cat.
Oh, there he goes.
That basically like works in a restaurant, in the Bears restaurant, right? But the restaurant is basically in limbo, and so anybody who dies has to go through the restaurant basically, and you like get to explore like their life, take their orders, you know, and help basically give them their final meal before they go.
Whoa.
It's pretty heavy. And then Fishing Paradiso is also another, it's a fishing RPG. Again, takes place in like, Paradiso is very specific because that name is like limbo. They use it in Bayonetta a lot because that's where she's able to go and see the angels and stuff. So I also have a roguelike, a highly rated roguelike. I'm talking like this game got really good reviews, and I've always been wanting to play it. So I'm glad it finally got a physical copy because that was probably the only way I was going to get it. And this is Nobody Saves the World.
I've heard of it a lot.
Yeah, this game's pretty damn good from what I saw. It's really cool looking. This is from Drinkbox Studios, the team who did Guacamelee.
Oh, okay.
So this looks really fun. It's got 2-player co-op and online play. So this is a cool looking game. Top down, kind of like Binding of Isaac, but like a little bit more action. And from the same studio, same developer, I have one of the most unique Switch games you're going to ever see. I have Severed. I got Severed. If you don't know what this is a first-person dungeon crawling action game that you cannot play on your TV. This game is specifically portable only.
Oh.
So this is the only Switch game in my collection that you cannot play on a monitor or TV because it is a touchscreen based game. There's not even buttons. Well, I think you can move left and right and up and down, but that's it. The whole game, like when you're in battle, you have to learn patterns because you're swiping and stuff and like making sure you're like attacking. Think you remember that old iPhone game Infinity Blade? Do you remember that?
I don't recall.
Okay. It's kind of like that, Mark, except you're actually crawling through like areas and dungeons and coming back and forth like Metroid kind of. Yeah. So it's actually a really cool back and forth. And again, this game is literally only playable on portable. Like you cannot play this on your TV. So this is actually kind of cool. Like streaming purposes, you're screwed. You can't do that. But I'm kind of upset that I didn't buy the Wii U version of this game or download it because that could be streamed because you're using the gamepad. So I screwed up on that one, but I have a way to play it. And I actually now own every game developed by Drinkbox on Switch because of this now. Because I also have Tales from Space, which is their first game. I have the Guacamelee combo pack, Nobody Saves the World, and now I have Severed. So that's good. They're a good company. They make really fun games. The next one is the Telnet Shooting Collection. This is a collection of 4 different shooters, 2 from PC Engine CD in Japan and 2 from the Genesis. This is the same studio that does Valis. This is the same studio that does the Valis series, but these are some really highly regarded shoot 'em ups. Just to point out 2 that I know, because I don't know anything much about Psychic Storm and Avenger. But Gyrus is really good. It's one of the best Genesis shooters, and so is Granada. Granada is like that's an unconventional shooter. You're not a ship or anything. You're actually on the ground and you're a tank, and so you have to actually be able to navigate mazes. But it's a shooter. It's really good. This is a really fun collection. They are the Japanese versions with English subtitles, just like all their other collections, but you got PC Engine CD games on here, right? I don't know. Those are kind of pricey in real life. I'm just saying. And I like the cover art a lot. So it's really good cover art. Yeah. All right. I'm going into Holy Grail territory. So
Okay.
All right. This next one has been a bucket list game of mine to play in general. I've always wanted to play it. I'm talking like as a retro fan, as a fan of like NES games and stuff like that, I have always wanted to play this game, but it's only been released in Japan and Scandinavia.
All right.
It's and only specifically Scandinavia. So if you look for a physical cartridge of this game, it is ridiculously expensive to get this game. And I love Sunsoft, and Sunsoft has some of the best NES games, especially NES music. And they did a re-release. Basically, it's not like anything special. It's literally the game with like fancy borders and rewind. But to own a real physical copy of my collection, this is really cool. This is Gimmick.
Oh, okay.
This is Gimmick. This is basically a physics-based platformer. Like, and I'm talking like if you go down a hill, you're sliding. You're like, you need to make sure you understand your positioning in this game. It's very short. I beat it in 40 minutes, I think. But this is the textbook definition of NES hard. Like, I did it with rewinds. I'd like to turn those off and try again because good Lord, will this game screw you with some parts. Especially, Justin, I don't know if you know this. I beat this game and then the ending happened and then it booted me back to the title screen and I was like, well, that was a weird ending. It was just a one screen thing and they called it a day. Yeah, turns out I didn't really beat the game. I screwed up and I didn't realize there's a hidden item in all 6 stages to unlock the real last level. Justin, getting those items sucked.
Okay.
I literally wanted to throw my controller half the time, dude. Without the rewinds, I did this the most obtuse game. Like, you would have to actually look up things because there's no way you would know that firsthand. There's no way you would have to know to carry a bomb with you from the level 2 to level 3 just so you can open a path up to this item. Like, get out of here. Like, but it's good. It's actually really good. And the music is solid. And again, I'm really happy to I've actually beaten it, played it. It's fun. And yes, I got the real ending. Just so we know. I did it. It's in my case. I love it. It's still a good game. But definitely textbook like NES hard. Is when you think of NES hard, that's one of those. Another Sunsoft game, another Holy Grail game that I have in my collection finally. Different console. This is for the Game Boy. This is a Game Boy game. That got a physical copy from Limited Run. Limited Run actually developed this one. And again, only released in Japan and Europe. We've never gotten this in America. And this is Trip World DX.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, and so the point is that there's the quick story. The original game is a black and white Game Boy game, which is included on here. However, as a special thing, because this is running on Limited Run's Carbon engine, Limited Run themselves, with the original director of this game's help, made a DX version of this game that would run on a real Game Boy Color. So there is the Game Boy Color version of this as well. So it's both of those on one package.
Okay.
So it's really cool. It's it's kind of difficult. I haven't really played through all of it yet. I've only played like the first 2 levels, but it's fun. It's a fun little platformer. Good music. Sunsoft don't miss with the music. I like it. I'm gonna once I finish Mario vs. Donkey Kong, I'm gonna put this in my case and I'm gonna play this next.
Aye.
I think. All right. I'm gonna have to pull 2 and 1 for here. Because I did it, Justin. I finally got it in my collection. I know I was complaining about it the last time we did recordings, but it's here. We did it. Thank you, Xbox, for letting this one happen. I got Quake 2, baby. I got Quake 2, baby. We're back.
Very nice.
I do have the Switch and the Xbox version. There is a very specific reason why I have these. Switch is because that's going to be the version I play the most. I think it runs phenomenal on Switch. Justin can attest to this. We did some recordings for Quake 2, and it was smooth split screen, dude. That game is so good.
Exclamation point Tanuki, everybody. That only applies to live stream, but you know.
And I got the Xbox version because, get this, Mark, this is the only version that supports 8 players split screen.
Oh boy.
I don't know how I would round up 8 different people with 8 Xbox Series X controllers, but I'm gonna attempt this.
It's a lot of players.
maybe my birthday weekend, I'm gonna attempt this. Like, even if it's just one round, I just want to see it. I just want to see it happen.
How many screens are gonna just like pop up on that one monitor TV?
I don't know, but I also got it because it is a first party Xbox game. So I wanted it, I like collecting first party games on consoles, and I've never gotten to play as a console player. I've never gotten to play a real version of Quake 2, and I'm happy to have it. It also includes Quake 264, which is a completely different game. It's included on here. So hype. This is one of my favorite releases I've gotten from Limited Run. It's really good. And speaking of favorite releases from Limited Run, Justin, I finally got it. It's in my collection. I did it. Thank you, Base Limited Run, for letting me have this, because they're getting real copies of these games is expensive nowadays, and I love this series, as you'll see. And literally one of my favorite Game Boy Advance games is on here, and I did it. Castlevania Advance Collection. I got it.
Very nice. Hey, you went with that cover. Okay.
I went with my favorite Game Boy Advance Castlevania game, of course, Aria of Sorrow. It's so good. Yeah, dude, this collection's it's really good. It runs good. They even improved the music. You can have the tingy like sound effects from the original if you want to, or you can do what do they call improved, where it kind of just like balances the audio correctly. Because like, remember that the Game Boy Advance is a mono speaker, so it kind of just tries to blast everything out at once, or it does proper stereo in this version. So
cool.
But I'm happy. It comes with Castlevania Circle of the Moon, Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance, Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, and Castlevania Dracula X, which is the bonus game. Here's the thing. Dracula X kind of sucks, but that game is a $500 Super Nintendo cart. So I am totally okay with owning it on Switch physically. Like, as a Castlevania fan, this is fine. I'll accept it. I'm really happy about this. I'm really, really excited to have this. Now, Konami, I'm begging you, DS collection with the 3 DS games, or I will accept PlayStation's Castlevania Requiem on Switch and Xbox. I want Mark to play Rondo of Blood. It's such a good game. Please. I'm begging you.
Begging you.
And of course, my last Switch pickup.
Okay.
I'm with Justin on this one. I got Mario vs. Donkey Kong, baby.
Let's go.
This was actually my Valentine's Day gift. This is my Valentine's Day gift. So thank you, Katrina. She knew I wanted it, and she knew that my money was going to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth this month. So I was actually going to skip this. Not because I hate it or anything. I love the original Mario vs. Donkey Kong.
I hate you.
No. Donkey Kong 94 is my favorite Game Boy game of all time. Like, it is my favorite Game Boy game, which is still a crime that it's not on NSO. And the original Mario vs. Donkey Kong is a sequel to that. So I don't love it as much as 94. I think 94 is a better game. It's a lot more charming. But it is basically the same kind of game. Puzzle platformer. You're figuring out how to get the key to the end. And as someone who's very experienced with the original game, I love this game. This is really good. I don't know if it's worth 50. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is worth the money if you're gonna actually 100% the game. How about that? If you're gonna actually put in the time to 100% it, there's a lot of content. This game has a crazy amount of post game. But if you're just playing the first 8 worlds, beating the game and rolling credits, damn, dude, I did it in like 3 hours. I was like, whoa. Katrina was watching me play, and she goes, "This is the Valentine's Day gift?" And I was like, "Yep, I did it. I beat the game." And this is them adding 2 new worlds. Like, the original game's shorter. But having said that, it's kind of cool that they keep this series alive, even if it's just this original game. This is the best game in this series, so I'm happy. I'm happy. This is fun. I'm very, very happy with it. The live music does it for me. Like, the fact that they actually have live orchestrations of all of the original music. Because, like, the original music, I can't tell you what they sounded like. I don't remember it. But the live music, buddy, it is so good, dude. The Mystic Forest. Ooh, Mystic Forest gets me, dude. It's so good.
It's really good.
It's really good. And the really crazy like roaring orchestration in Fire Mountain. I'm like, what the hell? It's like, what is this? This makes me more nervous. But 100%ing this game is tough. I am currently working on doing the time trials for the Plus Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Once I do that, I just have the 16 expert levels ready to go. And then once I do that, I'm done 100% of the game. I'm almost done. I'm getting there. But it's really good. Justin, did you already 100% this game?
I'm kind of getting there. I've cleared through expert, both the levels and their time trials, but I'm going back into the main levels. I'm still like in the main like section doing those time trials, and then I'll have to do the Plus Worlds.
All right, but you actually rolled second credits.
Yes, I did.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think it's good. Look here, I'm gonna 100% this game. So for me, $50, it was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fun for that price. But I understand if you don't want to pay that much money for it, because if you're just gonna beat it and just get to the first credits, it's not worth $50. I would wait for a sale if I were you.
Mm.
It's my honest opinion. Look, I can be a Nintendo fan, but I also have to be critical. I understand.
Mm-hmm. If you go through the process of clearing through expert levels, then I would say the $50 is worth it for you at that point. If you're just doing to roll second credits, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's gonna be a pretty short experience, but at least you got all of it.
Oh, you know what? One exception to any of that rule. It is worth the 50 no matter what. If you are planning to play the entire game co-op, I do think that's cool. I did get to try a little bit of the co-op with my wife Katrina, and guess what? They actually change it. There is a new mechanic where you have to get a silver key on top of the gold key, so that way you both can be working towards different objectives and then finishing the level. Right. So that's actually kind of cool.
Okay.
So if you're doing it like that, I think it's a pretty fun co-op game.
Mm-hmm.
The original game doesn't even have co-op, so that's just another improvement. The original game doesn't matter anymore. This is the version to play if you're going to play this game.
Mm.
Granted, if they bring it to NSO, I mean, I'm still going to play it, but it is definitely just there to just be there. It's for like, I guess, to show you that this is probably the version you want.
Can I do a little quick excerpt actually for that game? Yeah. In one of the levels, in the very latter levels, and I'm pretty sure you could apply it to other ones that actually have the same like type of enemy. It's an enemy type that actually has like a rope or like a little stand that you can actually hold on to as they move along. Are you
talking about the little robot with the tail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know you could actually delay its movement by just holding on to it. So before I did that, in order to clear one of the levels in the final world, I think it was like 8 at that point.
Is it? I know which level.
Yeah, you know that one where it's like there's 3 of them and they all move at the same time, and you have to like kind of get one in this spot, another in this spot, but they're all like moving simultaneously. I played co-op on that one to clear it. When I realized that there were time trials for this, I was like, there's no way, there's got to be. And then, just by happenstance, I found out about it. I was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'm glad I did that just for the fun of it, but like, I would not want to try to do quote unquote co-op, do legitimate co-op at that point. Well, I did find out about, yeah, I did by that extent find out about like the additional key requirements. So nice thing to try out too. But yeah, no, man, Phil, you went through 12 games. I think I'm going to be having like a set of Xbox games like next week.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, this is my big last pickups for a while. I mean, next week we should have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in our hand. So,
oh yeah.
I know. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm not trying to rub it in your face. I'm just saying it's coming out.
I know. I'm just saying, lucky.
I know. I know. I am really excited. That's probably going to be my favorite PlayStation game this year. I'm not even, no cap. Like, I don't think anything else that they have released is gonna, like, I'm not going to lie to you. Nothing else this year so far. I mean, maybe Stellar Blade might be really that good, or Rise of the Ronin. But realistically, Get out of here, homie. Final Fantasy VII
Get out of
Remake
here, homie.
was my game of the year 2020. So I don't know if you're gonna top 7 Rebirth for me.
We'll see.
I know I'm being biased. Obviously, there might be something else crazy this year, but as of right now, damn, I don't know if a Switch game is going to be my number 1 this year. It might be. It might be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's going to be rough.
I mean, to be fair, Switch is not like with its strongest like first parties right now.
Well, I mean,
aside from maybe like, Paper Mario, but like that's also like a re-release.
But personally, it's just I understand we're on the last legs of the Switch, right? Like those games coming out this year are like definitely like we're just trying to get things out to support the Switch up until we're ready for the next console. They really are. Now, I'm not mad. I love remakes and remasters and ports and whatever you're gonna give me. It gives me more reasons to not have to hook up my older consoles. And quite frankly, like, you know, my Switch is like my baby. If I can just keep collecting for that and the next console's backwards compatible and it's just one ecosystem, like, I know. It'd be so good.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be so good. That's just, but yeah. Quite frankly, I love the fact that my Switch is like all my Nintendo consoles in one.
Mm-hmm. Or a vast majority of them.
Nintendo machine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how I treat my Xbox. My Xbox Series X is all of my Xbox consoles and all the games I love from those ecosystems in one. Mm-hmm. All of my original Xbox games that I like to play, they're on there backwards. Like, you know, I wish I could say the same for PlayStation. It's not. And that's kind of why I keep my PS4 and my PS3 still plugged in. Mm-hmm. Like,
I heard someone say before, they're like, man, PlayStation's just doing such a good job with backwards compatibility. I'm like, what universe are you living in?
Yeah, homie, what the hell? Like, what are you talking about? We don't even get like real PS3 games on there. It's all,
it's all cloud based. So they got a particular lens on that one.
I think if you're a PS5 owner and you're playing PS4 games, that makes sense. Your PS4 library is solid going into PS5. Mm-hmm. But everything else beforehand, good luck. I mean, there's PS1 games.
I was like, hold up, PS1. Yeah, there's a few. There's not a lot, if I'm not mistaken. There's a few.
No, you don't even have Twisted Metal 2. Like, get out of here, like, dude. You don't like when I think of like PS1 games. Look at the PS3 like store when it has PS1 games. That's a good amount of PS1 games I have downloaded on there. Mm-hmm. Silent Hill's on there. The original Resident Evils are on there. Freaking Suikoden 1 and 2. Mega Man Legends 1, 2, and Misadventures of Tron Bonne. Persona 2, Eternal Punishment's on there. Like, get out of here. This?
Nah.
What, like Toy Story 2? I think. Hey, hold on. I'm not trying to rag on that game. I like that game, but that's not the point. Like,
but yeah, the fact is that like there's so many like legacy games like way back that you cannot like attain or play natively, if anything, on PlayStation 5. That's why
when I heard someone say that, I was like, I feel like just the ones that you wanted are on there, and that's why you say that.
You know what? And that's fair.
Must not have a good taste then.
What?
Must not have a good. Hey, sorry.
Hey, I didn't say that. He said that.
Well, my bad. Like, I don't have a large PS1 collection, but I definitely got some bangers in there. Where's Ridge Racer 4? You can't tell me, like, no. I love Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer. Or where's Tekken 1 and 3? 3 specifically. Where's 3, homie? 2's fine, but 3, no. Don't tell me you got PS1 bangers on there. If Parasite Eve ain't on there, don't even talk to me. You think I'm a Nintendo nerd? I can name so many PS1 games I love. Like
the rapper.
Where's Jammer Lammy? That's right. You don't even know what that is.
I really don't know what that is.
That's the in between game for Parappa the Rapper. There's Parappa the Rapper, Jammer Lammy, and then Parappa the Rapper 2.
Whoa.
Jammer Lammy is rock. It's based on rock instead of rap.
Oh, okay.
She's in Parappa the Rapper 2. There's actually a really cool level where you get both of them together. And she does her catchphrase because he's like, yeah, I gotta believe. She's leave it to Lammy, and then they do like a whole like collaboration song in that game. It's really good. It's my favorite level in the game.
Pog.
Okay, all right.
But I also know that PlayStation's looking at it like this. Parappa the Rapper Remastered is on PS4. You could download it. So why would they put the original?
True.
That they're looking at things like that. Like what's the other one? Why would they put like the way they consider classics is a little iffy because like they're putting remasters and remakes in those classics like category.
Well, I was talking to some friends, and it was like, it's funny because have you ever had people get two words confused?
Yeah.
Because I have some friends who, like, one of them loves the original Final Fantasy VII. And so when they announced when they announced a remake, they were very excited.
Oh.
What they were hoping for was the same game with updated graphics and stuff, and I was like, my God, it's a remaster.
But you know what? That is on there. It's just called Final Fantasy VII.
I know, but what I'm saying is they were thinking like modern day graphics.
Yeah,
I see what you mean.
I know what you mean.
And I was like, that would be a remaster.
That is a remaster. Technically, the one that's on there is not even a remaster. It's kind of just an updated port. Like it's cleaned up a little bit. I have it physically on Switch, like that specific version, but it did come out on PlayStation first a while back. That's how I played it again.
And like he wanted that in the same story. I was like, that wouldn't be a remake at that point.
No. Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of like the recent the recent Tomb Raider games, 1, 2, 3, the remasters. Those are remasters. Like,
yeah, it's like just the same games but modernized.
But Lara Croft Tomb Raider Anniversary is the remake because it is the same story, rather it's differently set up. Yeah.
It's like a different. It's like it's the same end goal but a different setup.
The game, the way people, it's hard. I don't even blame whoever your friend is at this point because like there's so much like border iffy, like Metroid Prime Remastered is what the game is called. Homie, that's a remake. That game might play the same. I understand why they call it remaster, but that game looks so much better than the GameCube version. It's not even funny.
Like, I'm just saying, like, because they were like hoping for that. I was like, I think the issue here is you were expecting a remaster when it said a remake. Which I mean, I can get like if you're not a fan of the new style of like the action RPG, if it's not for you.
I actually have another friend that actually asked me what kind of game Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Remake are because he knows of the original, but he doesn't really like turn-based. And so when I told him, well, those are action. Those are more like 15 and 16.
He said, say less.
Yeah, basically. He was like, oh, I didn't know that. I was like, think Kingdom Hearts because it's the same director. And he was like,
I said, no think Kingdom Hearts. Think Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, I didn't realize that. I'm kind of down to try it now. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, you get the gist of the original story, but I was like, fair warning, by the end of the first remake, it's not the same game anymore. So I don't know where they're going with it.
I remember I was telling them, like, because I did get the original Final Fantasy VII because they wanted me to play it, and I was like, yeah, it's good. It's very, very dated, but it's good. It's like when you play the game, it's a good game. It's dated as dated as can be, but it's fun.
It is dated. However, I will say that I like the idea of it's dated, but it's still playable. Like
it's playable, but I will say it very much shows its age.
Sure, but not as much as something like Final Fantasy VIII, in my opinion, is pretty hard to go to, especially with the different mechanics in that game. I think if you're
8 could really benefit from the remake.
They would benefit heavily from it.
I think a lot of them would.
I mean, 8 and 9.
8, I think, could really benefit.
Yeah, 8 is the one that really could benefit because the mechanics in 8. I think I was explaining it to Justin. Oh wait, we should talk about that, Justin. We went to go see Advent Children in theaters.
How'd that go?
Yeah, you're right, dude.
Where's my mother?
Mark, when I tell you that was my first time sitting through like the movie period. And just seeing how like much it aged, it didn't age. Like some things didn't age too well.
No, but it's if you look at the year it came out, what was it, 2005? It's ahead of its time in 2005. It looks
100%. 100%.
But man,
a lot of the Final Fantasy cutscenes are very much ahead of their time for when they came out.
Yeah. And then you look at it now, and then in theater, and you're like, God damn.
That's like it's like one of the things I said, like, I said with Final Fantasy VII, it's like these Lego feet, Roblox, Nintendo 64 characters, and then they said, yeah, the summoning animations though. I was like, if you like the summoning animations, you should see the ones in the new games.
All right, so if we're gonna jump into the Advent Children talk, I want to tell you.
I was just gonna say real quick. Yeah, you're right. Like 8 definitely benefits from the remake because the mechanics in the game are like it's the way you level up is you don't level up. You have to steal the XP basically during battle, and it's weird. It's weird.
Like I think that 8, if they do another remake for one of them, it really should be 8.
I mean, 9 is the rumored one getting the remake, and I'm like, damn, but 9 is so good. There's no reason to remake.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like 8 is the one who really needs it. And plus, I feel like the action combat would really benefit 8.
Yeah, you're the most handsome guy here. If you know what that means for Final Fantasy 8.
I do not. So I'll just take the compliment.
It's on PS1. You know how like Final Fantasy VII's art style looks like? They look like chibi, so they're not like technically really graphically heavy. All right. Well, they took that criticism to heart, and in 7 or in 8, they're more human proportions and like realistic.
Yeah.
But it's still PS1, so his face just looks janky and blocky. And so during the very famous like ball scene. Right before I forgot the main girl's name. Oh, you can revoke my Final Fantasy card right now, but it's fine. She asks Leon to dance, and so she
Leon
goes, or Squall, whoever. Yeah, I think she refers to him as Squall, but she goes, "You're the most handsome guy here," and it just zooms into his face, and it's just
it's the ugliest man you've ever seen.
It's just the blockiest face.
Looking like he came straight out of a Nintendo 64.
That's where the song "Waltz of the Moon" comes from. Okay. That whole ball scene, yeah. But Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, they fixed the face, so it actually looks kind of good.
So he actually looks handsome.
Yeah, well, it's because this is when the tsunami happened in Japan, and they lost a lot of files because they hit the Square Enix building.
Right.
So in Japan, for some weird reason, a lot of the source codes are kept on paper. I don't know why that is, but they lost the source code to Kingdom Hearts 1. Final Fantasy 8 was hit with that. And so to re-release these, they had to legitimately remake them from the ground up. But, if you're going to release it as is, I think what they did for Kingdom Hearts 1 was they took a PS2 with the game next to them at all times, and then like back and forth. Yep, recreate it back and forth.
Which is totally doable.
And then with 8, they were like, well, we have a chance to kind of update the resolution and the models a little bit. So that's what they did. But it is the original game for all intents and purposes. It's like they just made a couple tweaks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the one that's on every console. So you play 8 remastered on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, I have it physically on Switch. It's a combo pack with 7.
I was playing the 8 remastered, and what frustrated me was the boss at the top of the tower in the first part of the game. I was like, why is this so hard?
It's because you didn't play the game right? You didn't understand how to get XP in that game, did you?
I was like, I feel like I should have leveled up.
Because you didn't.
Because you didn't level up, actually.
You didn't, because the game has a weird thing to play. I've got someone in chat asking to talk about RuneScape.
RuneScape.
So RuneScape, everybody. See, there was a hard.
I think they're referring to the really bad character models, maybe.
Mayhaps. Maybe. Sorry, guys. We were trying to chime in on that one, so thank you for picking that up.
There's RuneScape skins in Smite, and they look exactly like the RuneScape models.
That's funny.
That's
actually
if you look them up, you'll see exactly what I mean.
But
the more you learn, more know.
Anyways, that's all I've got for that. Do you want to talk about the direct finally? Are we doing this?
Okay. real quick. I wanted to bring this up because it was so funny when we were watching Advent Children. Granted, there's a lot of funny things about Advent Children as far as just the timing of things and how much it's aged. There was a moment where like one of the main bad guys turns to the camera after doing this cool movie. He's like, "Yeah." And it pauses, and then it turns to black. And I kid you not, with Anaya next to me, I almost like exploded in laughter. And he caught that.
Dude, I could not watch that movie with Anaya next to us like properly. Everything that was happening. Oh my god, when Marlene quotes Barrett.
Oh yeah.
When Marlene sits there and quotes Barrett.
Please tell me she talks like him.
Exactly like him. She said, she goes with her arm, and she goes, "You ain't got nothing but this." And Anaya looked over at us and goes, "I wasn't expecting that one."
Dude, I was just Anaya was probably just laughing at so much that I was like, I can't keep a straight face.
And Anaya summed up the plot with, so basically everyone just needed to shower.
Everyone just needed to shower.
He wasn't wrong though.
He's not technically wrong. He goes, this disease would have been cured if everyone just took a shower.
You know what? To his point, God. No one ever showered in the movie. So
yeah, he's not wrong. I'm not saying he was in the wrong.
Does the rain count as a shower?
Exactly.
But it wasn't raining though. That was the problem.
It was a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it was the live stream raid. Yeah,
yeah. That's what helped it. It was definitely an interesting movie for its time, but the fact is, it was just a love letter for just fans alike. So, could definitely appreciate it. I will say too that fighting choreography stuff has like kept up actually, because when we get to like the Tifa fighting scene, and she like hits the wall like with her feet like right there, I was like, oh, that's tough.
You're like, oh, that's tough. That's clean. That's clean.
And then, of course, Cloud doing like his Omni Slash thing, and like just how nonchalant, like him just landing that. I was like, whoa.
It's like, okay, they were cooking.
They were cooking. Homie said, I can't save everyone. I'm like, are you sure about that?
I also looked up the actors, and yes, Justin, we were right. Every single actor in that movie plays them in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, so where we were watching like the English dub. Yeah,
we watched the English dub version.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny that literally it's all just their Kingdom Hearts voice.
Well, Nomura directed the movie, so that makes sense.
But yeah,
but Barrett's not in Kingdom Hearts.
You're right. So there are obviously other actors, but I meant like the ones who were in the movie, and they took other actors that were in Kingdom Hearts. For instance, Quentin Flynn plays Reno. Yeah, Reno.
Okay.
When he plays Axel in Kingdom Hearts. So
I mean, I can kind of see it.
If we get Barrett in Kingdom Hearts 4, that would be amazing.
I hope he's dressed. I hope he's dressed like Advent Children. Like he's about to come out of an Usher music video.
I was gonna say the halftime
Usher music video.
He's got the fishnets, dude. Like
fishnets, not the fishnets.
I also like that was my least favorite part. They all showed up out of nowhere. Like there was no plot to get them there,
and they didn't even help them.
Hey, they just pull up, bro. They just pull up. They got him.
Yeah, they had to fight like the big summoning, and that was it. Which was cool. I'll admit that. I think the funniest bit from that one was just Vincent saying, where can I buy a phone?
Yeah. Where can I buy a phone? Like
Vincent saying, where can I buy a phone?
Yeah.
It's just great. The idea of Vincent using a cell phone is funny.
Yeah, this ancient vampire. Where can I buy a phone?
But yes, okay. We can talk about the Nintendo stuff.
All right, good. I have also, while we were doing this, played every single demo now extensively, and I'm good to talk about them as well.
Oh wow!
I'll go through them as we go through the direct. So when we get to them,
yeah, Phil went the extra mile to like try out the games as well. There was a lot that were announced and also like coincided with shadow drops or demos or both.
Yeah,
it was quite impressive.
Nintendo time-stamped every single Nintendo all the announcements. So good on you, Nintendo.
That's actually really nice.
or I'm sorry, the rumors were true. It was a Nintendo Direct partner showcase.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very specific thing to talk about because this is basically third party. Basically, anybody who isn't Nintendo developing games is what it was. And they also lied about the whole focusing on the first half of 2024. There's one game that breaks that rule.
Yeah, it was cap. I remember that.
Like absolute cap, but we'll get to it. And the first game they opened up with out the gate, and there it is. Like there's the confirmation. Grounded. Xbox's Grounded is coming to Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5 April. Correct?
April? I believe so.
Get the release date.
One of them, yeah. Because the other one that gets brought up later is like March.
April 16th. April 16th is coming out to all of them.
Gotcha.
And you know what? Yeah, that's one of the live service games. That makes sense. That game is definitely heavy on the live service and could benefit. It is cross-platform between all consoles, so that's really cool.
Sick. Very nice.
I personally don't think I'm playing that on Switch. If I'm being honest with you, it doesn't look like it runs well, but hey, what do I know? It probably runs fine.
I mean, they've probably done a little bit of optimization work.
Yeah.
Possibly.
And Mark, you're probably the only one here who's played Grounded, correct? Or Justin, you played a little bit of Grounded, haven't you?
We played together.
Okay. How is it? I've never actually played it.
It's nice. It's pretty much kind of like
we haven't played the full release. We need to, honestly.
Yeah, I haven't. I'd be down. I don't know it.
Okay.
Never played it.
After we built our gigantic grass house.
Yeah, it's essentially like the Honey I Shrunk the Kids type of setting.
Meets Ark.
But yeah, meets Ark actually.
Well, it's Obsidian, and I really like Obsidian games, and so I would like to play it.
I hope you like spiders.
No. But I'm also I ain't no punk ass bitch. I ain't turning them off. I'm gonna play it.
Hey, listen. you could transform them to toe beans.
No.
I mean, apparently Grounded helped Gabe get over his fear of spiders. That's
cool. I'm down. I'm down to try it. But that was the first game announced. The next game on the list was kind of out of nowhere. That's a big indie game. Ender Magnolia. So Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist. That is actually a sequel to Ender Lilies. And I actually have Ender Lilies physically. That game is really good. That's a good Metroidvania game. Did not expect to see its sequel here, but...
And now Phil needs that physically.
Yeah, of course. Whenever it does happen. But it's a really cool game. It's really fun. It's really dark. It's got like a lot of like combat in it. And if you like Metroidvanias, you'll love the Ender series. It's really good. So if you haven't played Ender Lilies, I think it's on Game Pass. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong on that. I don't even think it's on Xbox. I might be wrong. I know it's on PlayStation.
No, it's on Xbox.
It's not?
It is on Xbox. I don't know about Game Pass, though.
Okay. But it is really cool. It's a really good Metroidvania. I did not expect that. Available 2024. I need more to this drink.
Yeah, don't be like me.
Yeah, available 2024. There's no real release date. Next on the list, Arranger, a role puzzling adventure.
Oh, that one.
It looks stylistically really cool. I don't know if it's a game for me personally, but I think it looks really fun. It might be good. It might be really fun. Let me actually see if I can get a release date on that. Hold up.
One that I wasn't.
It's in the montage, so I have to like.
Be next.
I need to just kind of like let it play and see when it comes out. Nah, it didn't say. It doesn't say.
You would assume then it was the first half, yeah.
Yeah. The next game is another trailer for Unicorn Overlord. This is the Atlas / Vanillaware game. And I actually just finished up playing the demo. Well, not finished up, but at least put in a good hour right now.
A good hour?
This is a 7-hour demo. So
what? Bro?
Yeah, it's a long demo. I didn't realize it was going to be that long. Let me tell you something. Vanillaware, Vanillaware doesn't miss. I don't know why anybody would even skip a Vanillaware game, but holy crap, this game is really fun. It's a tactical RPG, right? More into the tactical sense than it is like Fire Emblem. It's more like actually moving around across the map. Think Halo Wars is more like it.
So it's an RTS.
Base real time with some tactical things in it.
Interesting.
And good lord, dude. It runs so damn good on this. It's 60 frames. I didn't think it was gonna hit that with that kind of art style, but it's really good. Yeah, that's a definite like keep your eyes on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can afford it because it comes out the week after Final Fantasy, and that's kind of hard to stomach. And it comes out 3 weeks before Princess Peach Showtime, so
rocking hard place.
Yeah, but it is a really good game, and I thought it was really fun. I like the mechanics. It's a lot to understand because it has to piece it to you. Obviously, there's a lot of mechanics into play.
I getcha. I know that feel.
Yeah, but it is a really good game. The demo is available if you want to try it. I do believe that the demo is on every console now, as of today.
Sick.
It was on Switch that one day, and then yesterday came out to everything. So if you want to try it on PlayStation or Xbox, it is available.
Very nice.
Next on the list was a huge surprise. Justin, I'm gonna have to apologize to you. I am gonna eat my words about Capcom not showing up. You're right, they showed up, but that's not the game I expected.
Right?
Hold on.
Yeah, none of us was even like thinking about anything. We thought Monster Hunter was. We thought that Monster Hunter was gonna be completely out of like talks, and it turns out
I got it in front of me.
Yeah, and now I'm looking at my copy. I'm like, oh, well, there's still value to it, but like,
oh yeah. No, there's still value to owning the original, but yeah. They pulled up with a remaster of Monster Hunter Stories. That's kind of wild to me because I didn't think they were gonna do it.
Same.
It is the version that's on iOS, so just putting it out there. That is on Apple Arcade.
It is, yeah.
Like that's cool. This is new though. They're adding voice acting. They're adding like actual new things, concept art to this RPG. This is if you don't know what Stories is, Monster Hunter Stories is basically Pokemon meets Monster Hunter.
Basically Monster Hunter if it was if it was a monster collecting game instead.
Exactly.
Essentially, yeah.
And Monster Hunter Stories 2 that is on the Switch is really good, Wings of Ruin. So getting the first piece of the story is actually kind of cool. Like I didn't think they would do it. That's a really fun one. I hope it does get a physical copy. I would love to add that to the collection because that's a banger game. And it was a very late. It's funny. It was a late release on 3DS. It's a late release on the Switch. So, and it's funny because I bought this 3DS copy when they announced Stories 2 because I was like, oh nope, got to make sure that doesn't go up in price. Like
he said, well, let me just make an investment right here.
Yeah.
Mark, as soon as I saw that announcement, I said, oh, pause the direct. Went on eBay, $25.
$25. I'm gonna place my bid right here.
And then went back to the direct. I'm not even kidding. I didn't even want to take the chance. Like,
and he was right to do that
because it's expensive now. Yeah, but this might lower that game value like tremendously.
That's true. So. That's very true.
But that's cool. That's a good game to bring over. That's a good one. Big 3DS port there.
Yeah. Otherwise,
the next game. Yeah. Otherwise, it is a good game in general. If you've never played it, I highly recommend it. Mm-hmm. It is also coming to PlayStation. I should probably mention that. Yeah. That's a PS4 game as well. Next game I did not see coming a mile away. I know that there was rumors of it 2 years ago, but like, holy crap, that's a banger, dude. Disney's Epic Mickey rebrushed.
I didn't think it was actually going to be a thing.
I didn't think so. It is coming out this year. I don't know what day. Let me see.
All the edgy Epic Mickey trailers.
Yeah, it is just saying 2024. I can confirm that I looked into it a little bit because I was a little first red flag is it says it's being published by THQ Nordic, and I said, hold on a minute, why would THQ be publishing this? So I went in and looked into it. This is coming out on everything. This is Switch, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. So anybody's gonna finally be able to play the original Epic Mickey. Finally, because it's been a Wii exclusive this whole time. It's being developed by Purple Lamp. who is the team who did SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
Oh shit.
And the recent Cosmic Shake. So
oh shit, it's gonna be good then.
So it's gonna be a good 3D platformer. It is a $60 release.
I mean, if it's built from the top up, if it's built like the other remakes were, like Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
No, but those aren't $60 games. Neither is Cosmic Shake. Cosmic Shake came out at $40.
So this one's like a $20 increase.
That's a big asking price, especially when you can still get the Wii game for really cheap. It's not an expensive game.
That might be Disney's.
That might be a Disney thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of pricey. I guess for me, it would depend on when it comes out because it just says 2024. It depends on what releases around that game because if there's nothing, I love that game enough to do it, but at the same time, I'm like, ooh, that's a big asking price, especially because now that I know it's multi-platform, the Switch version's probably only going to run 30 frames, knowing that team, because that's how the SpongeBob games are. And I'm okay with it. The Wii game ran 30 frames, so I'm not like too offended by it. I guess I would need to see reviews. I would need to see reviews of it, but I am excited for people to get to experience this game. It's literally one of the best Disney games of all time. I'm not even joking. It really is that good. I love the idea of Mickey being a silent character again, like the old Mickeys, like the older cartoon Mickeys, and this idea of bringing back these characters that hadn't been seen in Disney for years. I mean, hell, this is the game. This game is the reason Oswald the Lucky Rabbit's even in Disney's like catalog again, because they didn't own Oswald. They Universal Studios, I think, owned Oswald at the time that this game came out, and they had to make a deal to get him into the game. So really, really good game. I do recommend it for anybody who has never played it. Also, really quick note, I don't know how would they make the motion controls work, because that game requires the pointer kind of heavily.
You're gonna have to use that right stick. Probably have to use that right stick.
All right. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. The next game on this list was, that leak was confirmed and true. Justin, we got it on the money. It is Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. This is basically the Persona 5 Royal to Persona 5 of Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I looked into it a little bit more. For starters, this is coming out on every console, which means PlayStation 5 and Series X is getting this game.
Very nice.
And Switch, which means, Mark, you can actually, for the first time, experience a real Shin Megami Tensei game and not Persona. If you don't know what that is, it basically is Pokemon again. It's a monster catching game. Well,
I'm familiar with it.
Okay, good. Okay, it's a monster catching game, but there's this like idea of like, instead of catching them, like throwing something at them, you have to convince them to join your team, and so it's like a very back and forth kind of game.
I've got to negotiate.
Yeah, you got to negotiate
with them. Now, from my understanding, it is just the original game,
right?
Scooby snack.
So here's how I'm gonna recommend this for everybody. All right.
Okay.
If you are on PlayStation or Xbox or PC, and this is your first time playing through the game, I think this is it. This is a no-brainer game. You get this. It comes with the original game. It comes with Vengeance. Apparently, how it's gonna happen is they both start off the same, and at some point you're gonna pick the original game or the Vengeance, and you're gonna go off there. So Vengeance is an entirely separate 80-hour RPG.
Oh my gosh.
Added to the other 80-hour RPG. It's its own game basically, but you get to choose your path.
Interesting. Okay.
If you're on Switch, however, that's a hard sell because you already have
you already had the original. So
and
what's
this version renders the original useless. Like,
oh boy.
And that kind of sucks because I do have the original. I do like to support the SMT games. So it's, I want to spend another $60 on the same game, basically? That's kind of tough.
You could go for like version difference type of thing for your logic.
I mean, I do think if you're telling me they're adding an entirely new 80-hour RPG, okay, I think the $60 is kind of worth it. And especially because you can just choose to do that instead of playing the original. It's not added to the original. So I guess I'm not super offended by that, but yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
We'll see. We'll see how that kind of turns out.
I
might end up getting it anyways. It's SMT. I don't want to lose out on SMT games. Those are always so good. Next on the list, Mark, I'm sure you are very excited for that bad boy. Because that's on everything as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's crossplay though. I hope it is, because man, that'd be sick. I mean, 64 players online is big deal. I hope it's crossplay.
I mean, the fact that you even brought online back in the first place.
Yeah, and that is the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. This is a collection that includes Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, the originals, with new unused content.
I would say new content
They're adding maps that were supposed to be in the original games that they got rid of,
and heroes.
and heroes.
Mm.
Specifically for 2. Battlefront 1 doesn't get new heroes. I looked it up.
Yeah, they get added Kit Fisto.
And somebody else, but those are for specifically Battlefront 2, and they're adding a new map to Battlefront 2 and a new map to Battlefront 1. It take them with a grain of salt. They're being made by Aspire, which their ports are hit or miss, in my opinion. They do really good ones like Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, and then they do not so good ones like Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast. Take it or leave it. It's a 50-50 situation, but for my money, as long as it has a decent control scheme, we're in.
Or at least they allow us to remap our buttons.
Yeah, as long as you can do that, I'm in. That's a really cool game. I hope Limited Run does the physical copy, because I know they'll probably do it.
Oh, it's the original Battlefronts. Those games are bangers.
Those games are bangers. Now, Mark, I can't find any confirmation. Would it include the original story Conquest stuff? Because
I believe it does.
the PC versions don't. It's just multiplayer. So I don't know if they're going to follow that route.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, I think it comes with the story. I think it said it comes with the story.
Well, I looked at the trailer again, and it doesn't confirm it.
But it also did not confirm it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I hope it does. I really hope it does. It does have 2-player split screen like the original game, so that's cool.
And it also included a brand new mode for the heroes to fight in.
Yeah. So I'm down. I'm down to play it. I hope it does have crossplay, Mark. I would be so down to play that online. That's a game I would like to pick up on Switch though. So because if it has Conquest, I can totally see myself playing that on the go. It's so good.
Oh yeah, I used to have Battlefront 2 on my PSP.
Mm-hmm. Justin, how do you feel about the Battlefront games, the originals?
I'm indifferent with it.
Okay. Have you played the originals?
No, and that's why.
Got it.
You really should.
Yeah, they're really good. I don't know if they're like the king of Star Wars games like some people claim them to be, but they are definitely up there. They're in the conversation for sure.
The finished Battlefront 2 of EA, the finished one, honestly, it feels like what Battlefront 2 would be in the modern era. It honestly just feels so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I'm so sad they decided to stop support on the new one, because I was like, just when you guys brought it, it had one of the best like endearing revival stories in gaming, and you guys said, all right, we're done. I'm like, no.
Sucks to suck. Mark should have been good in the first place. But no, I'm kidding, Mark. I do want to play the new Battlefront 2.
I was getting ready to say, you son of a bitch.
Anyways, next game though.
And you can play it for free with Game Pass.
That's true.
That's sick.
Is it might be a hidden gem. I'm not sure. South Park Snow Day. One, Nintendo promoting a South Park game is really just funny to me.
I know. I was like, how are they promoting a South Park game?
But 2, I heard there's a single player campaign in it, so that's saves it from. I thought it was an online live service game only, but apparently there's like a single player mode, and so I'm like, oh, I could see myself actually picking that game up now instead of it just being like, well, it's a live service game. I'm gonna wait till it's cheaper so like I can play with people, but like,
I just don't know how it's gonna go in terms of. I've never seen Nintendo put out a game like. Well, then again, they do have Doom.
Yeah.
The Switch has South Park Fractured But Whole and A Stick of Truth.
That's why I'm like, okay, maybe the Switch does have some not so say so games.
No, yeah, they're good.
I'm just shocked that South Park just has another game.
I'm not. Apparently, it's based on that character, the new kid era. Apparently, Matt Stone and Trey Parker are calling it like the new kid sequel. So it's technically a sequel to the Fractured But Whole.
Oh wow.
Huh.
Yeah. Theoretically.
Come on, everybody, it's snow day.
Yeah, it's snow day. So I'm kind of also I looked up the price. It's only $30 physically.
Huh? Whoa.
So I'm kind of down, I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
Yeah. Next game on the list, I said, ooh, that's weeaboo stuff. I out.
I out.
How dare you?
It's Sword Art. It's Sword Art. You're gonna tell me you're excited for the Sword Art game? Shut up, Mark. Don't cap on me.
I'm not, but you calling me out as well.
No, okay, good. Anyways, no, okay, hold on.
Okay,
I'll give it one fair, decent thing. I heard the Sword Art games are better than the anime. Is that true?
I couldn't say.
Certain parts of the anime for sure.
Cool. All right. It looks fine. I mean, it looks like an interesting action RPG. If I take myself out of the fact that it's based on a whatever anime, I could see myself playing it.
Certain parts of the anime are better than others. It just depends.
Got it.
Yeah, I can vouch as the unfortunate fan of Sword Art, the anime primarily.
Oh,
where like I just stuck with the anime, and I will just like I'll watch it every single time the new season's just there. But I know, don't even don't go oopsie on me right now, because I'm telling you, I get it. I 100% get it. Like I know
he's saying what I'm saying. He's like, certain parts absolutely, other parts like, okay, this guy some heat.
Like,
this got some heat to it.
Like the anime, the movies even have like this crazy like production quality of like animation. But that story is such ass, dude.
I've heard Progressive's been better.
It is.
I have actually watched Sword Art Online, at least up to season 1, and then I did season 2, and I am like every other fan that did it, and I was like, whoa, this is bad. So I stopped.
Yeah, 100%.
The beginning of the first half of season 2, I was like, okay, the first half of season 2 I thought was good. Second half, I was like, I don't know about this one, Chief.
Yeah, it's pretty much like that.
Fine.
Season 1's fine. Good. Season 2's weird. 3 is a little weirder.
I heard Alicization was actually pretty well received.
An animation thing, sure, but then like that story really trails off.
That's
how I feel about it.
I heard good things about Progressive. Progressive, I've heard, has been good.
Yeah, Progressive's insurance is awesome.
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah, Progressive is actually pretty good then.
Progressive's insurance.
To be fair though, hey, I was also wrong on some of the things too. Bandai Namco did show up with these two, like they showed up with Sword Art Online, and Mark might have more to say about it. I don't know too much about this, but Gundam Breaker 4?
Yeah.
I mean, you're
I mean, do you?
I mean, okay.
Okay.
All right, next one.
Mainly just because I can say, I mean, it reminds me of like Custom Robo mixed with Gundam.
Yeah, okay, so I thought the same thing too. Apparently it's Gunplas. Is that
Gunpla? Like, I think the concept of it's cool, and I think the concept of it's cool, and I think it'll be really popular with people who are into Gunpla.
I might have to look up the series because it is Gundam Breaker 4. There's 3 others.
Like, it definitely looks like if I picked it up, I could enjoy it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The fact that it just there's a number 4 to it. It's like, oh, actually.
Yeah. But next game on the list is definitely my kind of game, baby. I can't believe it, dude. Actually, let me rephrase that.
Is this the one that I mentioned? One of the ones that I mentioned that Justin said he's never played?
No. No.
Wait, are you sure?
But maybe I don't know. But the next game on this
it probably is. Just wait.
Is Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. And so Pyoro was correct on all his leaks, mind you. I think we're gonna have to just quickly say that.
I was like, ooh, Super Monkey Ball?
Just a really quick nod.
Yeah, Pyoro was correct on all the leaks. That bird is unstoppable. That bird is unstoppable. But Mark, this monkey ball is actually really, really important because this is the first actual brand new monkey ball, not a remake.
I was like, this is a new monkey ball.
Yeah, not a remake, not a remaster, but this is the first like legitimately new monkey ball in 10 years.
I'd have I like Monkey Ball. Me and my sister would play it all the time as kids.
I'm super excited, dude, because like I have the other re-releases on Switch for sure. I have Banana Blitz HD, which was side, and I have Banana Mania, which is much better. That's the remake of 1 and 2.
Yeah, but Banana Mania I heard was really good.
Oh yeah, it's great. And so you tell me, new Monkey Ball with 16 players online and 4 players split screen. Oh damn, you got me.
So I will absolutely play this with you on stream.
Mark, I have one bad news for you. Oh wait, you have a Switch. What am I talking about? It's Switch exclusive.
I'll still play it.
Nice. This is they actually confirmed that this is a Switch exclusive. This is not coming to anything else as of right now.
Okay, so it might just have.
It might pull like might be like Rise if it gets popular enough. They might release it on other consoles.
Yeah, it is Sega, right? So they're usually friendly. Sega. But yeah, they're usually that.
Abraham is saying, I already know people are going to try to speedrun that. Dude, they were speedrunning it in the trailer. They were showing us how to speedrun.
But speedrunning, I was going to say, Super Monkey Ball, yes, that's a part of Super Monkey Ball is speedrunning.
It's speedrunning it, yeah. 200 new stages. So they're basically matching, they're matching 2 games worth of content, basically. So that's really cool. I'm excited.
I think
excited.
I was like, ooh, Super Monkey Ball.
I find it so funny that this is the same studio that does the Like a Dragon series. Like they go from that to this. Like
I guarantee you, one of the characters inside one of the balls that we're gonna be able to play as is Ishin.
That would be kind of sick, dude. They already announced this DLC character pass, and it's 6 characters. They specifically said 6 Sega characters, and I was like, okay.
One of them is going to be a Yakuza character.
Oh, dude, the 100%. Banana Mania had Kiryu. So yeah,
I do remember that. Oh, here, one moment. Let me just check what's going on out front.
I remember they also had Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic was in Banana Blitz HD and Mania, and then Tails was in Mania. They put Kiryu and. They put Kiryu from Yakuza or / Like a Dragon, and then they put Beat from Jet Set Radio.
I remember my friend was very excited about the new Jet Set Radio.
That looks good too. I hope that's not on this Switch. I want that game to be as good as possible on a Nintendo platform because I want to play it on there. But if it's for the next eventual Switch, I think it'd be really cool. But
imagine the devs of Bomb Rush Cyberpunk being like, man, we're living up to the legacy, and then Sega just comes out, here's a new one. It's like, oh.
I was thinking about that too, Mark, and I'm gonna be real with you. I think there's room for both. I think that Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is more catered towards classic Jet Set. This one looks to be like trying to be
modernized Jet
Set. Yeah. Yeah, while Justin's gone, because I don't want to keep talking about Direct without him. So yeah, I think that's going to be a little bit more pushed into it. I am a little like, I get it. I understand why Monkey Ball Banana Rumble is going to be Switch exclusive because Monkey Ball basically sells better on Nintendo platforms anyways.
True, but I did like the idea of being able to play Monkey Ball on anything.
Yeah, I was going to say like all the other ones came out on everything. So that's kind of weird, right?
It sold pretty well on everything.
Like that's kind of weird. Like yeah, Banana Blitz HD came out on PlayStation and Xbox. So did Banana Mania. So that's kind of weird. I don't know.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, Mania sold very well on all consoles.
I'm thinking it's just probably like timed. There's no way they're gonna keep that Switch exclusive.
Yeah, because I think after they saw the revenue spike of Monkey Ball when it was on all consoles, I think they're just gonna keep it like exclusive for like a small amount of time.
I think it's that and the fact that like, again, it's timed exclusive, and also this is the end of the Switch's life. It's not the end of the Series X and PlayStation's life. There's no way Banana Rumble is going to be kept like the Switch. Yeah.
I also think the fact of they were probably using I think Banana Mania was the final test for a new Monkey Ball game.
Yeah. Also,
like, should we make a new Monkey Ball game?
I'm going to claim this. I'm going to claim this right now. If Banana Rumble doesn't have Monkey Target, you might as well just not even release the game. I'm just saying.
Monkey Target.
Monkey Target.
No, tell me I'm wrong.
If it doesn't have Monkey Bowling, I am going to be very disappointed.
There's no shot you like Monkey Bowling more than Monkey Target. Get the hell out of here.
No, I'm just saying, if it doesn't have Monkey Bowling, I think that would be sad.
It would be sad, but I think Target is offensive if it's not on there. Like,
because me and my sister would get hella competitive with Monkey Bowling.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Banana Rumble. It looks really good. And June 2nd or June 25th, that's a good day. It's a good day for Monkey Ball. Next on the list is also out of nowhere. I didn't think they were. Apparently, people told me like, "Oh yeah, this has been a known thing. They were working on this," and I was like, "What?" This is the first time I'm hearing about it, homie. This is a sequel to basically the best game on WiiWare. I'm serious. Like, I was like, "Wait a minute, this is what I think it is," and it's World of Goo 2. That's crazy. Because World of Goo 1 is really good, and it's already on Switch, like the original. They ported
World of Goo.
And it's basically a puzzle game. It's essentially you're trying to get little goo balls to the pipe. That's all it is. That's all the game is. It's a physics-based puzzle game. I make it sound. I'm literally making it sound as easy and dumb as possible, but when you play it, Mark, it is kind of vibes. Like you're playing it and you're like, this is kind of weird. I feel weird. It's like playing a Tim Burton game. It's kind of weird. It's like playing a Tim Burton game is basically what I like to describe it as.
How to speed run sex ed class, get the goo in the pipe.
Perfect, Mark. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's very nice, very nice.
This is going to be available. Oh, also, mind you, this is coming out on PC as well, but the Switch version is the only one getting multiplayer, and it's exclusive console to Switch.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So, World of Goo 2 is available May 23rd.
Gotcha.
Like I said, sequel to literally the best WiiWare game. The next game on this list, we talked about this on the prediction stream, Justin, and we were right. You know, level 5 showed up, and there it was. Fantasy Life 5, the girl who steals time. And basically, it's Animal Crossing farming with action RPG stuff. So basically, Rune Factory, if you really want to get down to it. But
I have a friend who's a huge fan of Rune Factory.
But Fantasy Life, the original, is huge on 3DS. People love that game. It's got a big following on it. So a sequel to that game is pretty crazy that it's finally happening. It looks good. I'd be down to try it.
Yeah, same.
One thing though, this is the game that was cap about that description.
Oh yeah.
This game's coming out October 10th. That's not
the first half of 2024.
That's not the first half of 2024 at all.
You're saying that's an interesting release date.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to wait on that one a little bit. But you know what? Level 5 did announce a lot of their games got delayed. You know, Professor Layton isn't showing up till 2025. We don't even know when Deca Police is showing up or
True.
Megaton Musashi Wired is what it's called. That mech game. Yeah, that's supposed to be coming out before this. Where is it? Like, why did they talk about this game specifically? But you know, that's good. Good on them. Next game is an indie game that people are excited to play. That is Another Crab's Treasure. That's the Souls-like game where you're playing as a little crab and he's looking for a shell.
The Souls-like game where you're a crab looking for a shell.
Yeah, and you know what, man? It looks kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. It looks really good. I didn't realize there was gonna be voice acting in the game or anything. I don't remember the other trailers having that.
Yeah, it was kind of more like a story trailer.
Yeah. The shark being a shark like claw.
A lone shark.
It's really funny. It's really
funny. I don't remember it. I was just wondering, like, I wonder how they're gonna do power-ups and stuff like that, or like weapons.
It's
well, apparently. Oh, go ahead.
It's well, we kind of know it's based off of whatever your crab has on them as like an equipped item. So they all have different like abilities set to them. How do you grow on those?
They said in the trailer 60 different shells you can use. It's randomized.
It's all shells.
It's all shells that aren't your own.
It's like a can. It's like a little tin can or a box or like a helmet or whatever you can find underwater. That's why it's called Another Crab's Treasure.
If one of them's a helmet, if one of them's like a military helmet, I guarantee you it's gun.
So, I don't know if it changes his weapons. I think it changes his stats.
No, I think also like your move set too.
Maybe
at least one move set.
This is going to be available April 25th. Finally has a release date.
Very nice, very nice.
The next game on this list is Penny's Big Breakaway. This is the 3D platformer being developed by the Sonic Mania team. and this is available as of right now. It came out the day of that direct.
Very
Knowing
nice.
Nintendo, it's always right now.
Yep, $30. I will say I have
Not
found
bad.
out some things about the game. One, it's multi-platform, so it is on everything as of right now. Two, the Switch version runs 30 frames as compared to the other versions that run it at 120. So
100. Whoa. See, I thought it wasn't a big deal until you said that. I was like, oh.
I think you should take that into consideration because it is a 3D platformer, and that's a kind of a game that needs 60 frames, especially for speedrunning stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I would like to see what more people think about the game on Switch. This is what I'm finding out though. Because personally, I guess that doesn't really bother me too much. The Switch is the platform I would have played it on, and judging by the fact that it's the Sonic Mania team, I'm sure it's an optimized 30 frames. I don't think it's just like poorly done.
Is it a?
I just don't.
Is it a capped frame rate?
It's capped.
Okay.
I just don't know. Like that game doesn't look like it needed to have that cap though. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Kind of a weird one to do that to. But hey, whatever. Everybody can play it though. It's out. I did hear good things about the game itself though. I heard it's really fun. Next on the list, definitely made Sephi like jump out of excitement. This is the Suika game showed up, baby.
That's so wild, dude.
What a wild time to live, dude. The random game that took everyone by storm last year showed up on this direct and announced
it's such a relaxing game.
And showed up with a multiplayer paid DLC mode. $2.25 mark, and
crazy.
It gets you as of today, because it came out that same day as well as the direct. It gets you local multiplayer, but in the future they're gonna update it with online. So this DLC gets you both, no matter like flat rate.
Been playing Frank in this game.
And, oh yeah, of course. And I haven't tried it out, but I did buy it, so I'm not gonna lie.
You gotta stream you and Katrina playing it.
I bought it, guys. It was I didn't even pay for it. It was like gold points. It was $2.25.
It needs to be a stream Katrina joins you on his local Suika game.
Don't tempt me. I will. It's got modes. It has like original mode. You know, like who can last the longest. There's the Tetris battle mode, basically, where like if you're doing good combos, throw the garbage over to the other person. And there's a time trial, like how many points can you rack up before time runs out. So that's pretty solid, not gonna lie.
That's a fair.
No, go ahead.
Fair shout out to everyone who's just been parading over like Suika game to even just amass this big following for it to develop a multiplayer mode.
It's a pretty relaxing game to play.
Yeah. It's just crazy that like you could imagine that this game would just be swept under the rug if it was not like brought up by like say streamers. That's what I'm thinking it's attributed to. Just the rise of popularity for it.
I'm sure most of my friends in my friend group are freaking out because I got first of all, I convinced most of them to get a Switch. And second of all, they all saw me play Suika game once and everybody bought it.
What?
And I'm not joking. Yeah, everyone's like $4. Instant buy.
That's immediately to the door.
And now this is only $2.25, and you get online play and local. Yeah, easy. It's an easy purchase. Like I'm not even kidding. It's really good. Next on the list, finally we have a release date for this bad boy. This is Pepper Grinder. This is the new 2D platformer by Devolver Digital. And it is the game where you have a drill as your mechanic. You can drill through dirt and ground, and you're basically navigating like obstacles doing that. But there's also combat, a little bit of it. You know, you're able to drill against enemies and fight them that way. There's secret like tokens in every level.
What I'm hearing is this is modern day Dig Dug.
This is modern day Drill Dozer. Is what it is.
Sound like Dig Dug.
Well, Drill Dozer is a game by Game Freak on Game Boy Advance. It's kind of like this 2D platformer with drilling mechanics.
Yeah, just the concept of it you were saying, I was like, this sounds like Dig Dug.
It's really good. It's a really good game. It's a fast paced, level to level. I'm really hoping this game gets a physical copy. I would love to add this to my collection. This is a really good game. The demo dropped. I have played it. It's really fun. It's got vibes. It's a vibe kind of game. Like I'm talking like
It's got vibes.
The music is not what I thought it was going to be. It's very like atmospheric. You're in like you're like listening to it. You're just kind of sucked in. You're like, okay, I can navigate this. It's really good. It's actually kind of fun. It looks pretty. It's got a really good like pixel art style. I'm into it. I'm really into it. It's good. Super down to play the full game. Comes out March 28th, I believe.
No. Okay.
So not too far. Not too far. The next game on the list, Justin, there it is. There it is. Pyoro was correct again. It was a Game Freak game that was not Pokemon. It is Pocket Card Jockey Ride On. This is actually the iOS port because this is the remake on Apple Arcade.
Okay.
Okay. And I have the demo version. I actually got to try the demo version today because the demo version of that they announced wasn't even on the eShop yet. So I was like, what the hell? But you know what? It's Pocket Card Jockey. If you've never played the 3DS game, it's essentially horseback riding and horseback racing, but it's solitaire. It's a very specific kind of niche game, but play it, it's really fun. It's basically fast-paced solitaire and trying to be good at it and trying to like hopefully luck is on your side with trying to get your horse to first place. It's really fun. It's actually really addictive. It has 4-player online and local wireless if you're into that. And it is a $15 download because it's already up.
$15.
$15.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's a little pricier than the original game. The original game was only $8, but you know, I also have, like I said, I tried the demo. I was wondering how they were going to go around the controls because it is a touchscreen heavy game. And they let you have a cursor. It's not a big deal. Like it's just a cursor that moves around and you're doing things. That's it.
All right.
With some button shortcuts. Not a big deal. It works. It works. I'm curious to see if it works touchscreen. Because if it works touchscreen, that's probably the optimal way to play it. Because it'll be like playing on your iPhone.
Pretty much.
But good game. Good game. A good game that's not Pokemon by Game Freak. Because Game Freak, people forget that Game Freak is more than just Pokemon sometimes. You know? And that's unfortunate.
Well, yeah. They just make more games is all. That aren't Pokemon.
Now, this is the montage part of the segment. I don't know. Okay, I'm being told that Snufkin Melody of Moomin Valley. What the hell is a Moomin?
Dude, why are you asking me?
No, you don't understand. Europeans were losing their shit on this game. Because apparently it's like a big brand over in Europe or something like that. I don't know exactly.
Moomin Valley, then.
Moomin. It's based on the Moomin series or Moomin line of products. But the game is called Snufkin, Melody of Moomin Valley. That was in there.
Isn't that one like character that like and I will use in a reaction and like image for?
Maybe.
Where he closes the knife.
Oh, you're right. There you go. That's
ain't no way.
Next on the montage was Tales of Kinzara, Zao. That game is coming out in April. And you know what? I played it on Steam. I played it on the Steam demo. And it is good. It's a good Metroidvania. I'm really looking forward to it. I think I talked a lot of last time on the podcast. So just keep your eyes out. It's really good. I hate you, Justin, so much for getting this prediction right. I'm not even kidding. I can't stand you. Because Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Sweep the Board actually showed up here. And this is the Mario Party Demon Slayer game that I didn't know about until you said it. And now I have to get it because it just looks so ridiculous. Why is this a real game? Where in Demon? I've never watched Demon Slayer. Where in Demon Slayer do they play Mario Party? I need to know.
Bruh.
This is serious info, guys. I'm not joking. Oh my god. I'm kind of down to try it though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh my god. All right, next game on here. Kingdom Come Deliverance Royal Edition.
Interesting that's on Switch.
Interesting how it didn't look like it was running well on Switch.
It was the shot that he chose for sure.
It looks rough. I'm also being told that it looks rough on PS4 and Xbox One as well.
Oh, really? Huh.
So, anyways, next game.
Next
game on there on that montage was Contra Operation Galuga. This is actually a game developed by WayForward. So that the history relationship there is that WayForward also was the developer for Contra 4 on the DS. So this is actually highly anticipated by a lot of Contra fans. This is coming out on every console: PlayStation 5, Series X, Switch, PC. The demo did come out. I have played it. I really don't like having to do this, but like I guess I'll have to do it. I don't know what it is with WayForward and their recent modern port, like their ports to Switch. I don't see any reason why this game couldn't run 60 frames on the Switch. And Contra of all games feels bad when it's 30 frames. Like it needs 60 frames. That game is like legitimately like timing, like everything needs to be on point for that game to play right. Now, it's not the worst thing in the world. I was playing, I guess, just fine, but it definitely feels like I need to try out the demo on other consoles. I think it'll run better, and that's unfortunate because Contra is a series I probably won't even pick up on anything else but Nintendo. That's just how I collect games. That's kind of just how I look at the Contra series, right? Like I associate it with Nintendo, and that's just kind of me, you know? I don't know if anybody else does that to some extent, but like it wasn't running particularly up to what I would loved it to run on Switch. And that sucks because WayForward is a good Switch developer. I don't know what was going on there. As for the game itself, it's interesting. It's actually not bad. It's actually good. I say that because Contra recently hasn't been amazing, but you know what? That's a good one. I do think it's a little too chatty, I guess. Like it's Contra, just let me play the game. But for all intents and purposes, this is a brand new game. Yeah, it's a reimagining of the original. It's got the same storyline, but it is not the same game. They are doing some new things in there. There's power-ups, there's a dash move, there's a double jump, there is you have the option to play Japanese style or American style, which means Japanese style you actually have a health bar with 3 hits, or American style 1 hit dead. So it is up to you.
Okay.
There's like buffs and abilities you can add to your characters. They are referencing Probotector, which is funny because Probotector is the censored version of Contra in Europe because it was bad for humans to be shooting each other, so they're robots. So you can play as Probotectors as well as Bill and Lance from the original game. Pretty interesting stuff that's going on in there. I probably will still pick it up on Switch. The limited run is doing the physical copy. That's actually going up for pre-order, I think, in 2 weeks. I'm not sure, but I will probably pick it up for Switch. You know, I associate it with Nintendo, and that's just me. I don't think I can realistically see myself playing it on any other console. But good for everybody else who isn't going to pick it up on Switch. You know, I'm excited to play it. And the last game on this sizzle reel, which kind of was kind of weird that this is a big deal game and they put it in the sizzle reel. Like, why would Xbox allow that?
I don't think Xbox has a say in that.
I don't know, man. Like
once it's on in Nintendo's hands, they can do however they want with the presentation. And they probably went off the visuals and they were like, okay, well,
But
Here you
like,
go.
this is a game that kind of needed a segment, right? Like they look. By the way, it's Pentiment. Pentiment is the other Xbox game that's coming to Switch, PlayStation, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Pentiment is a 10 out of 10 game. I'm not judging it on that. That game literally is perfect. There's nothing wrong with that game. However, it's a game that needs to be kind of shown off and explained to some people, or else you're not going to understand what the hell is going on.
Right.
And that game deserved a little bit more than just it's coming. Oh, by the way, it's out already on every console as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was the other one of the 4 games. And before we end this direct, might as well bring up the other 2 games. Hi-Fi Rush is coming out on PlayStation 5 March 18th.
Mm-hmm.
Not Nintendo. There's a little bit of theory in there, but
We'll get to that.
it is confirmed for PlayStation 5. And Sea of Thieves is coming out to PlayStation 5 as well.
That's
so
March. Yeah.
March as well. Yeah. So is Hi-Fi Rush March. So there are your games. It's Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, Pentiment, and Grounded.
There you
There
go.
are your 4. Now, in terms of Sea of Thieves, yeah, that game was not going to run on Switch. There's no way in hell.
Oh, you're done.
You can. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe Switch 2.
And that's probably it. Yeah.
And on that subject, Hi-Fi Rush was not on this presentation, even though there's clear evidence that it's coming to Switch.
They're probably not
Maybe it's
ready,
not ready to be shown yet.
Or maybe Nintendo. Here's the thing. There's a lot of theories. Maybe Microsoft realized that game cannot be anything less than 60 frames because it's a rhythm game.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Maybe just not ready to show yet.
Or it's not this console. Maybe it's the next one, and that's probably going to be a launch game or something. So we don't know.
Also a possibility.
Big possibility. But as of right now, also, I know that people are going to be really pissed off online. So let me just get this out of the way now. Yes, Limited Run is going to be the one that does the physical copies for both Pentiment and Hi-Fi Rush. And I will say, here's my take on it. If Xbox wasn't going to do it, someone had to.
Thank you for coming to his TED Talk.
Yep. I'm serious. Like, look, Xbox wasn't going to do it. They clearly don't want to do physical copies that much anymore.
True.
Someone had to do it. And I'm glad that Xbox is getting a physical copy, plus PlayStation, so for those people who are going to buy it on there.
Mm-hmm.
For me, Pentiment, I will be getting it on Switch and Xbox because I like to collect first-party Xbox games as well. And Hi-Fi Rush, yeah, I'm just going to get it on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me, you know? So, but, you know, that's just my say on it. I don't want to go any further on that.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're down to the last 2. The last 2. And Justin, I did not see that coming a mile away.
Same here. Because who would have...
Yeah. Remember how Xbox was like, oh yeah, we're bringing 4 games to every other console. Yeah, right, homie. Like... Yo, that was the Xboxes on NSO like segment. Like that was great. Doc, when I heard the Killer Instinct theme, it was game. I was like, what the hell? I was like, good Lord, what is happening in there? Dude. Yeah, you go ahead. I'm still freaking out.
Yeah. So to kind of give you some context, Rare is a company that's owned by Microsoft/Xbox. They've done works with Nintendo before, whether that be, bringing Banjo-Kazooie onto NSO or Banjo-Kazooie onto like Super Smash Brothers. They've also done stuff as far as what was GoldenEye.
Jet Force Gemini.
Oh, it was Jet Force Gemini, like GoldenEye, like they're a big deal. Yeah. And to see them announce not 1 but like 4 titles on NSO, 5 on NSO
games. Yep. And I have them all downloaded. I have played them all.
Oh yeah, there was Shadow Drop too. So
there's Shadow Drop that day.
That was
to be.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, no, you go ahead on that one.
Okay. So just to talk about what it was, it was RC Pro-Am and Snake Rattle and Roll for the NES.
Mm-hmm.
For the Super Nintendo, you have Battletoads and Battle Maniacs, and Killer Instinct. And for N64, you have the hidden gem, which is Blast Corps. That game is so fun. Now, again, full disclosure on my thoughts of this controversy online, because people make everything a controversy. Everyone's like, why don't you just put Rare? Yeah, they're like, why don't you just put Rare Replay on Switch and just call it a day? Because basically, almost all these games are on Rare Replay. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Rare Replay has the Xbox games. They're not gonna put those on there. Why would they bring Nuts and Bolts and like Cameo and all that stuff on there? That's not gonna happen. And besides, these are the original authentic ways to play those games. Come on, get out of here. Get out of here. On Rare Replay, they got rid of the whole mechanic in RC Pro-Am where you have to collect the letters that spell Nintendo. That's here. That's included in this version. And also, if we're being technical, the Super Nintendo games aren't even on Rare Replay. Those aren't even on there. They're not even on Xbox, and they're owned by Xbox. Because Battletoads and Battle Maniacs, that's not included in Rare Replay. That's not even on there. And Killer Instinct 1 is the Super Nintendo port, which has never been re-released since SNES. So the fact that we're getting it on here with online play is kind of crazy. And it's a good port of Killer Instinct. It's a fun port. I'm playing it right now as we speak. But
Brett,
don't judge me, Mark. You're playing in Infinite Craft.
oh no, my wife has me to lay on the bed. I've been laying with her this whole time.
Oh. Well, anyways, yeah, dude, it's great. It's great. I'm really happy that these games are on here. Also, if Jet Force Gemini didn't prove this, these games do. Rare is on the table when it comes to NSO. All right. I fully expect Banjo-Tooie. I fully expect Killer Instinct Gold. I expect Nate, if the 18 Plus app comes to America, Perfect Dark, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Donkey Kong 64, Diddy Kong Racing, they're coming. There's no like BS anymore. Like they're happening. Because there's no way they dropped all these random Rare games on there and just like, you know what I mean? Plus, there's now that Battletoads is here. Battletoads original on NES can drop at any time now. Freaking what was it? RC Pro-Am 2. That one actually has multiplayer, so that one could drop as well. Slalom, which is actually a skiing game that was published by Nintendo. It's an original black box game, but it's made by Rare. So of course they never re-released it. That could happen now. That's a really good NES game. Anticipation, which is a board game that's multiplayer on Switch or on NES as well. That's a Rare game as well. They can drop all these games now. Like these are games that can actually happen. Any NES and SNES or 64 game that was on Rare Replay, that's how you're gonna get it, is NSO, in my opinion. And I'm looking forward to it. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
It's a good partnership.
Yep. Keep that coming. And then we got to the last game, right? Okay, look. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. That was the weirdest game to close out the show and hype up. and I look, as a Nintendo fan, I know of the series. Obviously, I don't own them. I kind of have to.
How dare you?
I gotta get them.
That's what they're telling you.
Yeah, I gotta get them. They haven't jumped up in price yet, so I gotta jump on them before they do.
Interesting.
But the last game in this direct technically it's a third party. Like it's technically third party, because it's being developed by Arika, which Pyro was dead on the money, and we were dead on making sure it was Arika developing it. Justin, this is Endless Ocean Luminous. This is a new game. This is not a remaster remake. This is a third game in the Endless Ocean series that was on the Wii. Essentially, this is one of those games where it's like I keep saying vibe game. It's a vibe game. You literally you're just exploring the sea. Like there's nothing else to it. Like you're exploring the sea. You see creatures, you look at things, you're like, oh wow, that's interesting. You never know what you're gonna find in the ocean, basically. 30 players online is kind of wild. I didn't expect that.
Who else are you gonna swim with?
It looks kind of fun with multiplayer, so I'm not gonna lie to you, Justin. I'd be kind of down to stream it, but but that's a weird choice to be bringing back. Like in terms of Nintendo franchises, that's a weird choice. You know, I thought about like I could name you 10 other Nintendo franchises that deserve it more, but they were like Dolphins. All right, cool. I guess so. It is being published by Nintendo still, so this is their big May third-party game coming out May 2nd. Okay. That's how they ended the show. I don't know what else to say after that. It was endless ocean. You're scuba diving, and there's some fish, and there's some dolphins, there's some sea creatures, some seaweed I saw. They were doing funny poses. I don't know Endless Ocean. This is the one Nintendo franchise they caught me off guard with. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to change that. I'm gonna have to pick up Endless Ocean. I'll come back and let you know what that is.
How it feels, how it plays, both of them.
Yeah, because like I was not expecting Endless Ocean to ever return. It's been how long since the original, since Blue World? Let's just say the second game. Apparently, it's got a following, by the way. But then again, every game in the world's got a following, I guess.
In some capacity.
Yeah. Endless Ocean 2 was released in North America in 2010. It's been 14 years since a new Endless Ocean game.
It's almost as much as the Tenkaichi series.
What the hell, dude? What a weird game. What a weird series to bring back. But hey, I'm for it. It is a $50 release though, so that's kind of wild.
It's kind of on the mid-high bits of
it's the same price as Mario versus Donkey Kong, ladies and gentlemen.
So that's kind of interesting.
I'm not mad. I think, you know what? If this is a new game, so
brand new.
Yeah, this is an actual brand new game. This is not a remaster. This is not a remake. So I think the 50 is a little bit more justified than Mario vs. Donkey Kong, but at the same time, I need to see a little bit more of it. Do you think there's a recent rumor going around that there's going to be a real direct in April, and that's not as unheard of as you think. They've done this before. Do you think the reason they ended with Endless Ocean is because they didn't want to take up time in that direct with Endless Ocean as a first party game?
Well, the thing is that they worded this very specifically for like third parties and like publishing partners, developing partners that weren't just Nintendo. So it kind of like falls in between those lines. So I couldn't say.
Well, they've done that before. Age of Calamity's shown up in one of these.
True.
In a partner direct, because it's developed by Koei Tecmo. It is a Nintendo first party game. It's just not being made by them. Yeah, so that's where this falls. Eureka is developing Endless Ocean Luminous, who is the developers of Tetris 99, Pac-Man 99, Mario 35. That's their big contributions to Switch. But apparently, I looked into their catalog. They also did the recent Dr. Mario games. Like they were the developers of Dr. Mario Online for Wii, Dr. Luigi on Wii U. Luigi. Yeah, I was like, okay, what a lineup. And get this is their big modern game right now. They're the developers of Fighting Layer EX.
That sounds familiar.
It's a fighting game. It's a 2D like fighting game.
Hold on.
That is on Switch, and it's got Terry Bogard as a character in it. So I think I'm gonna have to pick this up.
Phil said, "I'm gonna need that."
I'm gonna need that.
Okay.
But I got it in front of me. I do have the screen in front of me on the eShop. Yeah, this is a first-party Nintendo game developed by Eureka. It is in front of me. It's got the Nintendo / Eureka sign on it. So, all right, fair game. It is technically a third party. So. Yeah. I committed to picking up every first party Nintendo game, and I'm gonna pick it up. So
very nice, as it must be.
Yeah. I think it looks interesting. Like, I'd be down if other people pick it up and we try out the multiplayer. We're just chilling in the ocean,
Yeah. I see it.
I've never played it before, so I mean, I could.
Yeah, well, you're looking at the same person, dog. I've never played it either. I just know of it. And that was the direct. I don't think it was as bad as some people making it out to be. There was definitely like the thing is, like, this is with every direct and any world or whatever. You're not every game is going to be for you. Everybody's different. There's going to be one game in there where, like, I'm like, no way. But then there's another game where probably Justin's a bigger fan than me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that kind of thing.
It's all subjective.
And third party, especially, like, as a Nintendo fan, you're going to look for specific games. Like, that's how it is. I think what this kind of shows is, like, the Switch still has some legs. It's on its last leg, but it's still walking. You know what I mean?
A little bit left.
And I'm cool. I'm cool with a lot of the games that they showed off. I'm really interested in picking up a lot of these. But if that real direct is in April, that makes a lot of sense. They were not ready to talk about first party stuff just yet. But we might get a tease of that first party lineup next week. Ain't that right, Justin?
We might, yeah. Just next week, we got Pokemon Presents.
Pokemon Day is that day.
That is happening very soon.
It's happening very soon. Tuesday? Yeah, it was Tuesday.
Tuesday at the same time, 6 a.m. So I'm definitely not going to be able to watch it live.
Early o'clock. But okay, we got it.
We got early o'clock.
But I'm there.
Yeah,
I'm there.
I'll be working at that time, so I won't be able to watch it until I go on break at 7
in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, he works pretty early.
Mark, I clock in at 5.
Like 5 in the morning.
That's an early break.
Yeah.
That's a really early break.
2 hours?
No, that's fair.
Is
I
it?
it's a break. They are legally required to give you a break at least after 3.
I've been in the workforce for so long, bro.
Yeah, dog. It's 2 hours break, 2 hours lunch, 2 hours break, 2 hours I'm out.
This is also coming from the guy who was working part-time and never took his lunch break.
Well, part-time still required to give you a break in between, but that's it.
That's true, but it depends on the hours as well.
I literally just kept working.
Yeah, part-time, you're not required to give you lunch.
Yeah, they're not required. Well, I guess I think it kind of depends on, I guess, the circumstances. But for my workplace, for part-time, after a good amount of time, you have to give it to them.
Anything after 5 in the state of California, anything after 5 hours, they have to give you a lunch.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're only working 5 hours,
rights.
Yeah. If you're only working 5 hours, then they don't have to give you a lunch. But they still have to give you one at least 15-minute break.
Yeah. But I guess for you, Mark, like it kind of depends on what you want to do with that break.
Yeah. But I'm not here to talk about my job because that would make me upset.
It would make me sad boy hour.
Mark, just real quick before we end this, because we're way past this, but then again, it's been 2 weeks with a lot of stuff. Mark, before Justin signs us out of here, you were not here for the discussion. What do you think is going to be at that Pokemon Presents next week? You personally.
True. Let's hear it.
If I had to guess if it's going to be anything, it's either going to be...
In general, what do you think is going to be there in general?
It's either going to be another DLC for Scarlet and Violet.
Get the fuck... I'm going to drop this.
No. Let finish.
It's always a possibility. It's not likely, but it's a possibility.
Okay.
Second of all, there have been rumors that it'll be Johto, but I still think it's more than likely it's going to be a Gen 5 remake of some kind.
Okay.
And if it was a Gen 5 if it was a Gen 5 Legends game, now that would be sick, but I don't know if we're exactly going to get that. We'll see. I just know, I got my prediction right last time when I said I felt like it was time for Gen 9.
Okay, fine. I don't.
Fair
I'm
enough.
gonna call you out right now and say I doubt that it's gonna be Gen 9 DLC again. I think they're done with that story arc. I agree with you that I want it to be second gen because it's my favorite gen of all time. I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's fifth gen, which is my second favorite gen of all time. So I'm totally cool with fifth gen. Whether it's a remake or Legends, that's the hard part, right? Like, is it a remake or is it a reimagining? Because Mark, would you hate it if it was a 1-for-1 remake like Diamond and Pearl was?
I wouldn't hate it.
Because the internet apparently would. And
I know
they're ready to go for pitchforks, apparently.
I know the internet has been saying that's not what they want.
Yeah. I guess it depends on who's making it. Is it Ilka or is it Game Freak?
Hmm.
Because yeah, Diamond and Pearl, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl were Ilka. That's not a Game Freak, but I don't know.
I mean, the games were good games. It's just that people were like, man, I was looking for a bit more.
Pokemon is the series that can prove that it doesn't matter how crappy it looks or runs.
People will buy it because
the name in itself.
Yeah, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl were on the top 10 up until Scarlet and Violet came out.
Then Scarlet and Violet broke records.
Mm-hmm. The only reason Legends didn't make it that high is because it's not two versions that people are buying. Because remember, they put them together.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't a duo.
Mm-hmm. So you're not buying two copies and making them more profit.
Maybe that's what they might do this time. Legends Black and Legends White.
Interesting. I wonder how you would even approach that at that point. I mean, aside from
the thing is, with Legends, with the Legends for the 5th gen, showing us the original dragon would be such a big selling point.
Yeah, but I think the problem with Legends having two versions is then you're telling me that there's a way to connect those two games, because here's the problem with Legends: there is no way. It is a single player experience through and through.
True.
That's my only because I understand that mainline Pokemon games, which I consider Legends a mainline game. I don't know if you guys do or not, but
I consider it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good stepping stone in between Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, but at the same time, it's kind of hard. Like, if they make another Legends game, then yeah, for me, I don't think that's mainline. I think the Legends series is its own thing. But at the same time, how could you make it multiplayer? Because they definitely cater it to single player for sure. When Scarlet and Violet is a mainline game, therefore there are multiplayer things into consideration.
I can think of a couple of ways that we can implement multiplayer for sure. So I won't be closed off into thinking that a Legends game would just be strictly like single player this time around. I think they can actually do a little bit more with it. Considering the fact that they can actually make a game that stylistically looks great and also functions pretty decently well. So
okay. I'm not gonna be upset with anything. I'm not a hater on Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, as everybody else is in the world. I thought, my personal feelings is, I like the idea of a Pokemon game that plays like an original Pokemon game, if that makes sense. Because for me, it's like, oh yeah, we got, I was telling Anaya, and that's when I at first joined into DangIT, and Anaya was like, see, this is why we got you here, Phil. And because he was like, I never thought of it like that, because you got a game that caters to Go players. Let's Go. You have kind of the next evolution in Sword and Shield, but it's still kind of a little bit more classic Pokemon. You have Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which gives you that 1-for-1 classic experience, no bullshit, it's there. You know what I mean? You have Legends, which is a open zone game. And then you have Scarlet and Violet, which is the actual proper next step open world. So it's this is the one era of Pokemon that no game is the same, if you look at it like that. And I don't know if they'll do it with Black and White. Maybe this is the game that actually becomes a remake and not a 1-for-1.
Man, they might be experimenting with it there.
Yep.
Yeah, there might be some experimentations, especially when you consider the fact that Ilka You know how if I recall correctly, they utilized a certain engine that is now that it has been under fire since them like charging a certain amount. I forget what it's called, so that's why I'm like kind of dancing around it.
I'm looking for it. Give me a minute.
It's not Unreal. It's not Unreal. It was Unity.
No.
Unity. Unibeam.
It was Unity, huh?
Yeah, they used Unity.
Were Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Pearl made on Unity?
Unity. Yes.
Oh my god.
So they're going to continue. Yeah, it's going to be costing them just for sales and downloads.
I also need you to understand that they only have 2 games to their name. So
yeah. So I don't know how the finances are involved here as far as like Pokemon Company to like Ilka to this game. But I'm pretty sure like Pokemon Company / Game Freak are just not going to do anything going forward like that. The same.
Oh, wait a minute. This might not be Ilka. I just looked this up. All right. So they don't have 2 games to the name. They have some names here. They're the developers of Pokemon Home.
Right. We know that.
Okay. They're the developer of a game called The Idol Master.
Okay.
Heard of it.
Okay. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Pearl. One Piece Odyssey.
Oh.
Odyssey? One Piece? Whoa.
And they're definitely not doing Pokemon because their next game is coming out this year. They're the ones developing Sandland. So I don't.
Oh, what the?
I don't. Yeah, I don't think they might be doing Pokemon.
Yeah, well, my thing is that I'm pretty sure Pokemon Company will not go that route if it's going to cost them any money.
That's a lot of. They're flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. They were just using Unity for that one, so they wouldn't use Unity.
I don't know then. I really don't know what to do about it, but I don't think it's a new gen. I can't imagine.
Yeah, they're not.
I don't think
Gen
Gen 10's ready.
Yeah, there's no way in hell.
Yeah, like
I would like to see.
We're not seeing Gen 10 for another at least 2 to 3 years. I think.
I'd like to see more Pokemon spin-offs. Personally, I don't even want a mainline game. I kind of want more spin-offs, like new mystery dungeons or
that'd be sick.
Like a pinball, maybe a Scarlet and Violet pinball would be kind of cool.
Pokken 2.
Pokken 2 would be wild. But like, I don't know what I really want to see out of that presents. I'm just going in blind, really.
Yeah, I would love it if they did something completely like off rails and something that could cater to a new audience too.
Mm-hmm.
But no, as far as mainline games, that's gonna be kind of tough. We just isolated the idea that there would be a new gen. No, so spin-offs are probably like on the table. A remake or just like a reimagine, a remaster, what have you, probably fair game on that front. So I'm pretty much like with Mark, I'm with you on Phil on that one. It's going to be something with Gen 5, something with Gen 5's involved. And I'm always for a new Legends game at that point. So,
yep. And that's all I've got.
So yeah. So we'll be talking about like whatever Pokemon Presents shows up with in the following week.
Next week.
Yeah.
I mean, next Saturday is going to be great. We got Pokemon Presents and we got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to talk about. That's crazy.
Jesus. I hope I get my copy so I can like give you some impressions on like the opening game, but
I actually made dinner plans for Friday night, so unfortunately I won't put as much time into it as I wanted to because it comes out on Thursday, right?
Right.
So I'll have a little bit of time in it, but like I won't be actually really into it until literally the morning before the podcast.
That's fair. Wait, where did you get your copy?
GameStop.
Oh, okay. I got mine like from Square's online website, so I don't know how they're going to deal with that.
Oh, you got the collector's edition, huh?
I got the deluxe. So it's like the mid tier.
I could have got the deluxe, but and you know, like I actually got the deluxe for Remake. My problem is the deluxe for Remake was only $10 more. This is like a $30 increase, and I was like, I can't do $100.
Yeah, it just feels kind of, but I get,
like,
yeah.
The Remakes was only $10 more, and I was willing to stomach 70 because of all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
I can't do that for.
Yeah,
for
they know their worth. They know the worth.
I would have done it for $80 because that's technically just $10 more than the $70 price tag, but
they jumped it a whole bit, yeah.
No. But yeah.
So I don't know, like
That's
how
all
I don't know the time frame of my reception, like me receiving it. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, any closing thoughts? Because I think we're good.
No, I think we got it all for right now.
I always like announcements. I'm ready for more Pokemon.
Alrighty.
Pokemon.
All right. In that case, we'll go ahead and close here. Guys, appreciate everyone for tuning in on this one. This has been episode 494 of DangIT Prodcast. My name is Justin.
Mark.
And I'm Philip.
And thanks for watching, everybody. #bye, everybody.